dare you.
Why are you? He always does this. Just to rub it in my face. I can't even get out of this thing.
What? You got a Rancor too now?
His is bigger.
What?
Yes.
Yours has like big crazy horns and shit.
No, his is the cantina. His is the cantina.
Oh my god.
Edition.
Oh my god.
Listen, he has spikes. Listen, I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the adopted. He's got spikes. Look at him. Well, now he won't stop. He plays this game. Like I try to catch up to him, and then he just runs away. Stop running.
No, my brother is just the Tard Wrangler of the two of us. He has to lead us around and be like, "Come on, come."
Do you see his spikes? They're orange.
Yes, they are. Quite nifty. And yours has big, gnarly horns. What are you crying about?
No, his are orange.
No, I get that he has the like spikes around his back and stuff that are orange and everything, but you got big, gnarly horns on the freaking head of the Rancor you got. Pretty cool.
No, his are orange.
Did you want what? You wanted orange? An orange spiked Rancor? Would that have made you feel a little better?
No. Where are we going? I'm hungry. There's stuff at the gas station.
This is bullshit. I want Bush. Pan down. We've got Bush.
Oh, hello, pie.
Too easy.
Nothing to see here, please.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith, number 115. We're climbing that ladder more and more, boys and girls, and it's a fun time. We're here. Thank God we're not queer. A little fiery maybe. But I am your host, Fractured Filter. Along with me is, as always, my friend, my co-host, my partner in all this nonsense, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
Dude, so pumped. Erectri Aktek Sholva Cree. Not Sholva Cree.
I love it. Every time you've got that thing, that phrase to join us for the show.
Love it. Somebody's got to do it, because if you don't, then we're just subjected to just the stupidity that is Disney Star Wars. It's in the air. It's all the way around. It was around me last night. Full force.
I take it more people talking about it.
Oh, absolutely. And just a great time. Great time.
Absolutely.
I'm still
Go ahead.
We'll talk about that whole interaction later, because that was I
would
rather eat nails than try to get through to these people.
Oh boy. All right. And tonight it's been a while since we've really done like a proper kind of guest. Of course, we always have, and we are always grateful when we have Static and Duke Devil 95, and then we have had Nerdy Neo and Spartacus join us for the Stargate watches occasionally. But tonight we do have joining us the man himself of RNG podcast on YouTube. He's climbing the ranks up there, and right now looking like an Ewok. Carl, how are you tonight, sir?
Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
Well, I heard that you weren't queer enough, so you needed to invite me on.
I think that would have been a little more appropriate if you were in the schoolgirl PNG one. I forget what the hell that character is called.
Oh, you want Mitsu Hatsume, Carl?
The Ewok is just fine.
All right.
You
Well,
look is perfect. It fit. See, now this is me trying to make up for making fun of the furries however long ago when they were raiding the Helldivers Discord and causing trouble over there. So this is me trying to trying to bridge a gap, right? So, but yes, thank you for joining us tonight, sir. Looking
thank you for having me on.
Of course.
We wanted to say hi to Mr. Hitman over here since I don't get to talk to you, but I talk to
Oh
French.
yes. Hello. Glad to have you aboard for a night of shenanigans. I hope.
Yeah. Even though I only got like an hour, today apparently was the busiest day of my life. But hey,
I wasn't sure what was happening today because I saw you making some announcements of streams tonight and everything. I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah. I was up till 4 a.m. Because a mutual friend of ours decided that he wanted to have a fun conversation with me, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed. And then the contractors who are fixing my downstairs came at like 8:30.
Oh, lovely.
And then I had to do an interview with my first guest of today, which was a sports YouTuber named Urinating Tree.
What a name! What a name!
What a name indeed. Oh
yeah. And then
I have also urinated on trees in a former life.
I think we all have at some point in our lives.
Exactly.
Gotta show the tree who's boss.
Yeah, and then after this, I only got like about an hour because I'm gonna go do a show with Mr. Melee James of the Melee Games podcast.
Fantastic! I'll have to catch the replay.
Yeah, by all means. That's.
Or I'll try and slide in for the live show. We'll see what happens. However long you guys go.
Whatever it is, I'm just happy to be here and try to hopefully join Mr. Hitman here and making you have an autistic breakdown.
So just talk about Acolyte. That does it for me.
Oh yeah, I hear it's his favorite Star Wars, right?
That and Ahsoka.
Dave Filoni, he's like the man that saved Star Wars, right?
It's pronounced felony, but yes, close.
The savior of it all. The savior of it all.
Well, which is funny because if you had asked Star Wars Theory about 6 months ago or 7 months ago, he would have told you also that he was the savior of Star Wars, and it was fantastic. But now he's going against the grain and coming to the light, it looks like.
You can only hope for the poor boy. So on that idea of Star Wars, so we've asked this of a couple of people that have come on. So Carl, what did get you into Star Wars? What was that moment where you just fell into the whole shebang?
So I don't really know the exact moment when I became a Star Wars fan. It probably had to be watching the old episode 4 or A New Hope, the original Star Wars show on probably TBS or something.
Oh, nice.
Growing up, became a huge fan. I just remember I've always been a fan of Star Wars since I was 6, I would say, because I always tell you like one of the most underrated Star Wars game is probably Battle for Naboo, and that was on the N64.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I think was that on the top 5 we were doing?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah, and I think I started looking. I was like, I gotta try that game.
Yeah,
a lot of that stream brought up a lot of games I'm like, I gotta get back to someday or check out for sure.
Yeah, and then I think it really started to take off for me, obviously with Episode 1, Phantom Menace, then of course Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, just all the video games, Knights of the Old Republic, everything else. You know, for me, in my childhood, there were 2 things that were huge. One was Pokemon, the other one was Star Wars, so that's pretty much it.
Nice. Yeah, like I've kind of explained it. It's like, I was mostly a Godzilla kid, and it was definitely like the Star Wars games that brought me more into the fold. I talked about it with Shadows of the Empire, where it's just like, holy crap, the extra worlds that goes on is just fascinating, and just the extra depth that goes into it is like it is. Yeah, it just draws you. So yeah, I just thought I'd figure that out. Otherwise,
I just want to make it just a quick PSA. King of Monsters has probably and will always go down as the greatest Godzilla of all time. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you. I yield the floor.
You're not wrong there, Mr. Hitman. That's one
Oh,
of the
so good. So
most
good.
underrated monster brawler type games out there. I think everyone has fond memories of it.
Absolutely. Will go down as the greatest Godzilla of all time.
Wait, there's
Baxter, did you have any thoughts?
I thought they only had the melee. What was it? Melee brawl. Or what was the?
You're confusing Smash Brothers with Godzilla.
Possibly. No. I thought it was like Destroy All Monsters Melee or something like that. So that's where the melee part came. And I was like, wait a minute. There's Godzilla Unleashed, Save the Earth, Destroy All Monsters. Destroy All Monsters Melee. Yeah, that was it.
That's a good one. Then there's also the $200 PS4 Godzilla game that was published by Bandai Namco.
I had so much hopes for that game. Wait, $200? What?
Yeah, it's like $200 now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a very expensive rare game.
I should have gotten the physical copy of it. Fuck.
I guess it was short printed or something, and I hear it's absolute dog water.
It could have been.
I like this guy. He uses dog water too. I like him. You come on the show again.
Open invite.
Open invite.
Oh boy. Yeah, like that Godzilla, the 2014 game, like it had the aspect of what I've always wanted a Godzilla game to have, and that's me getting to play as Godzilla, wandering its city and destroying the shit out of it. That's all I've ever wanted. It had aspects of it, but the unfortunate thing was that it was nothing but like set pieces. And then you might have had a monster battle and then moved on, but like it was kind of a clunky game too. It's unfortunate. Like it could have been great, but oh well. Hopefully they eventually make a new one out there, but I don't foresee that anytime soon.
Yeah, a fun Godzilla game. Like, have you ever heard of a game called Robotic Alchemic Drive?
No, I have not.
It's a concept. I think there was a Japanese anime. I can't remember it, but you play as like a little kid, and the whole thing is for you to kind of control a giant robot and get into fights with other robots, if I recall correctly. A fun Godzilla game would probably be like if you could just play as Godzilla and just walk through a city and just like kind of like how can I say, like a Hulk Ultimate Destruction, not like an arena fighter, but like a first person or a third person Godzilla game where you just like stomp around a Tokyo city and just get into like a big brawl with some kaijus.
That would be, yeah. I mean, I'm all for the occasional kaiju fight and stuff like that. I'm just all for the destruction, baby. Definitely. So, what was it called again? Is it?
It's
Did that be on Steam at all by any chance?
It's an old PS1, not PS1, PS2
shit.
game called Robotic Alchemic Drive. It's also known as RAD.
I'll have robotic. Oh, it even auto filled it. Oh, hello. Yeah, it automatically filled in when I put it in for into Google. I was not expecting that. All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm good for a weird game that nobody's heard about.
Hell yeah! Especially you get to control a mech and everything. Fuck yeah! I'm down. Like at least kind of show some of the Google images I'm looking at here. So you're just loudly going, "What the fuck is he going on about?" But yeah, I see the little third person down here. It even got the getting the fight. So PCSX2 has it emulating. Nice.
Yeah, if you also like that really bad early 2000s anime voice acting, you're going to be in for a real treat.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, one way or another, I'm sure I'll probably have a blast with it. All right. So trying to think of what we could kind of slide into first. there's been a few things that have developed over since we last did our stream, and I gotta say, it's like I felt like this week has just gone by quick too, to get us back here. But we can go into this that I've been seeing plenty of chatter on, thanks to OG Star Wars, Alora. So we've talked about it before, where of course Disney cannot hold back. They have to meddle, they have to tinker with everything. And they are again messing around with book covers. Particularly, of course, from the EU. And I don't know if you saw this at all, Hitman. And I don't know if I put it into the Discord, but,
I'm glad that you're bringing this up, because I do have this is just very interesting, the timing of it.
Okay. So yeah, as she says here, original versus revisionist history, aka Essential Legends. The series is X-Wing series. Rogue Squadron is just a title to the first book, and Wraith Squadron is just the title to the fifth book in the X-Wing series. They were never two separate series ever. Don't support Essential Legends version. And I don't know how well here. Let me.
Yeah, could you zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah, I'll get. There we go. That'll be a little better. But yeah, here, and I'll even drop the link in the private chat for you gentlemen if you want to be able to take a look at it directly yourselves.
Oh, perfect. That's nice.
Yeah. Because yeah, and the thing that I was watching the spacing last night, and they were talking about it, and some of this is out of order too, for some of the releases. It's like a 9-book series and everything. Although let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6, 7. So she's got them all. Oh no! So Wraith Squadron, Iron Fist, and then Solo Command. Yeah. So she's got them all ordered up here. But I guess the order has been kind of goofy with the way they've been releasing it. But I mean, you just look at the top part is of course the original artwork for the book covers,
right?
And then, of course, the bottom is naturally from Disney. And from what I'm understanding is like, what especially was silly is that with Solo Command, you have basically, as I understand it, 2 completely side characters, when it would make much more sense. And like it is for the actual book, you have at least the X-Wing. Well, you have an X-Wing, but you do have the Millennium Falcon featured right there prominently, and everybody and anybody knows that's basically Han Solo's ship. Why you don't just put him on the cover, and especially like they say it, they like it's been talked about, they put him in military uniform and everything like that for the New Republic Rebellion. And I mean, what a cover that could have made, especially then having still some of the backgrounds. If they really wanted to change the artwork from these to these new ones. And I'm pretty sure I got the idea of why why they do this is so that then it's under Disney's ownership. They aren't having to pay for any royalties if there are any from the original artists, if they have that as like a contractual thing at all. So they create all brand new stuff, brand new artwork that they use for the books, and that then is, like I said, is completely under the House of Mouse. So they don't, like I say, don't have to pay anybody extra. It's all under their thing. And on top of it, I was thinking of this as soon as I saw OG Star Wars post this. It is very much, people do judge a book by its cover, and honestly, looking at any of these, they look very, to me, plain and boring generally. There actually was from a new release. They did a new version of the Force Unleashed book, which that cover actually didn't look half bad. But you look at the rest of these, they generally kind of, to me, come off as plain and boring, especially when you look at just the originals. And just how they are portraying the battles that are going on in each individual page. The artwork is beautiful, and it looks just, it catches the eye in more ways than I would say the new versions do. And to me, I can't help but wonder if it's the intentional thing to push people away from the legends, what they call legends, but basically the true canon of Star Wars, push them away from those novels, because they'll do more artwork for the High Republic trash and stuff like that. But with this, they've managed to keep it very, like I say, it does very much stock and not generally featuring the protagonist characters like it is. Solo Command, you think Han Solo immediately. But yeah, so what are you guys thinking on some of this?
Hitman, why don't you go first? I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, well, it's funny because here, the local, and I've said this for a long time since I think OG originally brought up this whole reimagined cover thing, but it's just interesting that, like, I'll say, I'll give you a number, like even 5 years ago, you go into local bookstores and whatnot, and there was an exuberant amount of the original covers. Well, let's not say exuberant, but the potential that you would walk into a local bookstore and find the original covers of these books was high, right? And it's just very interesting within the last, I'll probably say pre-COVID, maybe a little bit before, like there's been this decrease of ability to find the original covers and go into this reimagined covers. I had a conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right? But I do believe that I do believe in insidious plans, right? And so I said this, and I don't know if Fractured I don't remember if he thought I was crazy or told me to go back in my closet, but I said something along the lines of, like, if they're changing the covers to these books, what's to stop them from changing the actual books itself? Meaning, let's take and remove a couple words and change it, right, to back up everything that we're doing as far as retconning, because if what I've heard is true and they legally can't retcon, then there's other avenues to actually retconning stuff without actually just flat out just changing something. So
yeah, and OG Star Wars has confirmed that they've taken out, like, mainly like kind of like from I think from the authors, like certain mentions and stuff like that. And she needs to investigate more if there's further.
So I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
So actually, because this is what they were talking about last night on the spacing. You may be onto something with that, and more research needs to be done, but it is possible. And we got Fear of FEMA. How's it going, dude? Saying the new ones, I imagine, are supposed to look sleek, but they look boring and cheaper to print. Good point. I didn't think of that aspect of it. I just think of it more, like I said.
I think it's just total. I think it just it comes down to just it was, in my mind, it's like, well, it's not ours and we don't care about it. We want to do our own thing and we own the IP. So we're going to we're going to not pay royalties to these authors. If they won't join us, then we'll just make it our own and, cut out the royalties and whatnot. But I think it's just, I don't know what it comes down to, is just deconstruction of everything George built. And I firmly stand by that. But what's interesting about changing the books, and here's the thing, I'll just say this and I'll yield the floor. It's like, only true. This might be a generalized and a biased comment, but in my mind, the only people that are going to be reading Legends books are those who are truly love Star Wars, right? George and whatnot. I would be very hard pressed, and you'd have to really convince me to the contrary to see a Disney fan actually care about these books, right? So if they made these changes, well, you'd only know that something was changed in the book unless you've read the book before, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
but
you have like the original copy or something.
If you've indoctrinated these Disney shills, if you will, and they know nothing about Legends and canon, and I don't even want to call it Legends, but if they don't know anything about the true canon, they will read these books and like, no, like it will just further causes divide. Because like, well, no, like you're wrong. The book says this, right? Unless you have a physical copy,
Right.
And this is what I told you. My fear, like I have the physical books, but I also have them on Audible, and they changed Heir to the Empire. I physically read this book and both audibly, and then there was an update through Apple, and I believe I have to go back and verify, but I'm about 98% sure something was changed in the Audible presentation of that book. Again, I can't verify with 100% certainty, but I don't put it past them, right? Because here's the thing, man. Like for them to retcon, they're either going to come out and retcon something. I mean, they're retconning now, right? But they're not going to call it retconning. They're just changing the story, and they get around that.
It's their canon. It's their new canon.
But they do it through the vessel of war. War between worlds, or not war. World between worlds, or what? What is it? World between worlds.
World between worlds, or like Dave Filoni said, it's all different. It's all different. Campfire. Campfire. You go from one campfire to the next, and you learn a new story each time.
Not that I would ever have respect for these, right? Not that I'd ever have respect for these shysters, but it would sit more. It would sit well. It would sit better with me if they just came out and retconned it, right? Because at least you're okay. Like you're basically giving the finger to us and be like, "Screw you! It's our IP, and we're gonna we have the balls to change it, right?" Instead of going around this whole like, "It's just a different camp story or campfire," or just change. Like, just if you're gonna do it, then like. Because you're already doing it, man. But you're taking like, let's just say a different campfire story, and not all Jedi had the lightsaber is just, it wasn't like whatever he said when the lightsaber was. He said Vader's lightsaber wasn't red. It was like whatever the clip was, right? So it's just this. I don't know. I think that it's to put this in a nutshell. I think that they want to continue to destroy everything that George created because they know they will never ever get to the level that George was on. Them doing it is the only way I think that they can show themselves that they're in control and it's their stuff, right? Even though it's not their stuff. Dave Filoni, or what his real name Felony, will continue to be a trash panda. He will continue to rob EU to create these characters that are just copycats of the original characters because he can't come up with anything original himself. The only thing that he's good at, slightly, and not even good in my opinion, is animation.
Right.
So I think that it's a little bit of cutting out the royalty. And I think, at the end of the day, it's not about money. And you know why I say it's not about money? Not to go on a tangent, because they put $100 million. They did $180 million budget for Acolyte. They don't care about money. Money's nothing to them. There's no depths they'll go to destroy this.
Right.
So really, just like, oh, you're loyal to George. You won't bend the knee to us. Screw you. Boom. We're changing the cover. I yield before.
Yeah. All right. Carl.
It's not a conspiracy, by the way. And then I'll yield it.
I would say when I'm looking at these pictures here, I would say the first 4 look okay if they were just like posters. Like this honestly just looks like some work you could find off of Etsy by like a person who's a fan of Star Wars that's trying to sell something, and they would post this on Etsy. And the other what?
I said for all we know it is.
It most likely is, because like the last 3 covers, they just all look like something you would find off of Etsy, or you would go to like a Comic-Con or something, and this would be like Artist Alley, like somebody selling these for like 10 to 20 bucks. Like I don't necessarily think the first 4 at least, I don't think they look bad per se. But for book covers, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't really come across of like what they're trying to sell you on, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
like I said, I think the originals just paint such a better image of what's going to be taking part. And I've listened to the audiobooks. Unfortunately, they're abridged, but I mean, they match up with what is taking part in the book. And
right.
So
I just feel like, just like with everything that's going on with Disney, make it as cheap as you can to try to value out, get the max profit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't disagree with that. That's for damn sure. With all the corners that they certainly seem to cut with all their different shows at weird times, it's like, what? Mm-hmm. And I think it was not too long ago that the point was made was how, they have the however large a budget they've got, and yet you look at something like Godzilla -1, which was on a $10 million budget or something like that. And look at what they pulled off. And I think even the guy was like, because I think people were originally speculating of like a 15 million or something like that. And he's like, I wish it was that big. But you see like the quality that was in care that was put into something like that versus then you look at any Disney Plus Star Wars show and you're just like, where is this money going? Because it certainly isn't to. Well, that's where that's the stuff is coming from.
Right.
But where else is that money being like kind of funneled off to? Is it a big money laundering scheme? What is it? I mean, or is it just like, is it all the PR? What is it? So, hey, Star Wars Marvel Fierce, how's it going, dude? We're just going over the book covers.
I don't know. It does seem like whenever you look into these budgets and everything that Disney's putting into these TV shows and whatnot, it just seems like mismanagement all the time. You know, for my point of view, I think Bob Iger has been like the worst thing to happen to Disney after everything is, you know, after the original runs of obviously, you know, Pixar, Marvel, and, you know, well, never in Star Wars, but he's a guy who's just bought like everything to try to make the value of Disney so much better. And it's like what's going on now? It's just incompetent leadership. It's the people who built these like franchises, they've either passed on or they've left. And now it's just the people who are running it. They're, how can I say this? What this reminds me of with these covers is like when Taco Bell and McDonald's changes their thing every 10 years to try to fit
rebrand and everything. Yeah,
a new cultural aesthetic. That's what this reminds me of here, because these original covers, like they look like more like, you know, late 80s, early 90s kind of feel, you know, and this stuff just looks like, you know, well, we need to make something more modern, more fresh, more minimalist and stuff like that. Like these last three remind me of the Solo poster so much, you know.
Very, yeah, like the whole kind of, because you talk about modern aesthetics, especially like when it comes to buildings and stuff like that, everything looks so uniform, so like I don't know if sterile is the right word for it, but just so devoid of character. And that's kind of what else is happening with these covers too. It's like I'd say the original ones have much more character to them. These ones, like to your point, Carl, just very minimalist, very much like you'd see on something like Etsy. But I almost feel like that's almost being insulting to some of the artists on Etsy. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them. But you're pretty much right. That's like the sort of stuff you would find there for sure.
Like, look at this, okay? I don't know if you can pull up the original, but Dynasty of Evil. Look how trash this is.
Oh, the new, yeah, I am not a fan of that new.
But then we go to like, let's just go here.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
is a fantastic. I mean, this looks like Bane, right? I mean, if I don't, I just when you compare them, like even this one, like this is old. Like it's just you don't get that with this. We go from this.
Generic is
to like what is this? This looks like a Jackson Pollock. I painted it with my left butt cheek.
Yeah,
like it's just terrible.
Like this. Sorry, go on.
Oh, like I said, this here Dynasty. This when I look at Dynasty of Evil. This is Githany. Well, that's technically probably not Githany. That's more probably Zana.
That's Zana. That's Zana.
But this is the embodiment of the book. Like when I look at this cover, and that's the thing. I didn't mean to cut you off, Carl. But like when I look at this book covers, you can tell, at least in my mind, when I look at this book cover, it matches with what the story tells. I know that may not make sense, but like when I look at the covers, I can look at the covers and envision it. And it's hard to describe, but it's just that's how important I think these covers need to be. So. That's just why I just add an extra 2 cents to it, but
yeah, like I said, it just feels like when you look at comic books and they have like different variant covers, like this just feels like this is like the B cover, like they tried to do something different to try to hit a different market to try to get collectors to go out and buy it again,
right?
Because you know there are some Star Wars fans that are still out there that
absolutely.
I know Fracture's not a fan of the Revan book, but like,
Oh, I know.
what is this?
Well, and then in comparison to the original book cover, like I would take that original book cover over this one any day. Like I do think the original one looks far better.
What's the original one? Can we see that one?
Let me see. I'll see if I can pull it up here.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
you
and
might have it.
I don't have it in me.
I'll get it. Get it.
Have they massacred the Deceived cover yet?
Yeah. Deceived was
so good.
So okay, I'm pulling it up here.
I believe they've changed all 3 of the book covers for the Darth Bane trilogy, which is a real shame.
So here I pulled it.
Yeah,
up. So
here's
like
it. Yeah, this is the original. I have that book.
I do, and I do too. I haven't read it, but like I can get behind this. Fantastic book cover. We go from this, the detail, like this looks like like what this like a water, like I can go to the local Walmart and buy.
And that's the thing, like that is behind them. That's supposed to be Drummond Koss. He's on that planet. That's hit because he has the helmet back on. Revan's back, baby, basically. Right. And I mean, what better way to? It would have been probably better if he had a little more closer to his actual lightsaber colors, but like
for sure,
that's still just like top tier.
But like, bruh.
Like the poses look a little more awkward on Revan, especially, and this is the way they're kind of dueling with each other. This doesn't come off as electric as it's trying to.
No, this is it's trash, absolute trash. So the question I pose is it about money? Or are they really just trying to I don't know, man. It's either they're trying to they're trying to pinch pennies to save dollars, or there's intention behind this. Like why do it? Like they're terrible. Nobody can sit here and say, oh yeah, these look good. Like maybe like you could say like some I don't know. My opinion, like I look at them and I don't think they look good. I guess that's my opinion. I would never sit here and say, oh yeah, that looks good, because they don't. There's not a singular book cover in these reimagined covers that I've seen that rival the original. And maybe I'm biased. Maybe like, aren't you him and you're just a critic and biased. Well, okay, like fine. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I don't know, like, so I don't know how cover art is like paid for. To be honest with you, because I don't think cover artists get commission off of book sales. So
like any type of royalty type thing.
Yeah, I don't think they do, because I think they're just commissioned to make a cover, and it's like a one-time, deal with that stuff. Right. So I honestly think this is Disney trying to basically try to get a quick buck off of collectors to just like put out a new variant, because like I said, a lot of these are, I wouldn't say like it's low effort necessarily, but it's not like anything like that's super well detailed and super thought out. It's like a lot of high saturated colors, a lot of darks, a lot of simplistic, generic, like here's the Imperial symbol, here's some outlines of stuff. Like I don't mind that art style if it's a poster, because I have a few of these for video games I've bought off Etsy.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like when you look at some of these other artwork, like that last Revan cover, I mean, it's an art style. It's not particularly for me, but it's just
right. Art is the eye of beholder sort of thing.
Right. And it just feels like this is a last gasp to try to get like some sort of like return on old properties that are trying to go out there and like get like the people who are like into just the real Star Wars. I'll say it here. and at the same time, it's like you do know that there are people who will just go out and buy and collect all these books because they'll just see it, or there are people who are going to go out there and they're never going to be ever like they haven't been introduced to this stuff before, so they're going to see this and maybe they'll like the color scheme. This feels very Gen Z focused in terms of trying to get any sort of return on any Star Wars property at this point. And
like the same person that told me that his original trilogy is a sequel trilogy, this is their art. I agree with you. I think it is very Gen Z. I think it is very millennial. maybe not millennial, but very Gen Z, I'd say. I probably agree with you. And it's just like there's no passion there. Fractures brought this up. It's like it's quantity over quality, and there's no passion. It's just, oh yeah, it's on my resume. I worked for I worked for Star Wars. I did this book, right? And it's like there's no.
Yeah, I've said that before.
Well,
it's kind of that stepping stone to get it on their resume and stuff like that, just to go, hey, look what I worked on.
But you do a disservice to yourself and to Star Wars because you created this trash. Like this is like you made this cover, so like yeah, you can say, oh yeah, I was on this project, but the thing that you made, I mean, my dog could take a crap out in the backyard and it looked better than this cover. Like, so again, I don't know. I will forever be an original cover guy just because they're just fantastic, and it really embodies. You can really see your mind can formulate kind of what it would look like. I'm not explaining that correctly, so in my mind it sounds a lot better. But like if I look at the Darth Bane, for instance, if I look at the Darth Plagueis cover, like that to me looks like.
Well, I was gonna actually bring that up. Is the Darth? And sorry to step on you there, Carl.
Oh.
Go ahead. Actually, go ahead, Carl. You've been sound like you wanted to say something.
Well, I'm just saying, look at my little background I have on here. I just Googled a Star Wars image, and this was like one that popped up.
Right.
Like, this is like a good, like, if I was making an alternate cover to, like, the Phantom Menace, like, this is a really good one that kind of sums up like everything that's going on in the movie, and it does a good thing. I don't know who made this. I don't know if it's official artwork, but like, look at it. It's like it kind of just tells you everything.
Yeah, I think that was what they released. I wanted to say that was what they released for the re-release of Phantom Menace for the anniversary. They did a theater release, so I want to say that's what that's from, but I could be mistaken.
But if that's the case, like, look at how much like more effort was put into like a re-release, and it's like it's not like groundbreaking. It looks good to me, but it's not like blowing you away. Versus like what we're seeing with those covers, it just feels like this. I also guess it's because it's a movie. You want to try to make more money off a movie versus like, say, for example, a book. It's a lot easier just to throw it on a shelf because you can just read the spines more than you'll see the covers.
Yeah.
So I will give a little leeway there, not to go like full like tism, but like I said, it's just very, very. It looks like they just got an Etsy artist and they were like, here you go.
It really does. But for the Revan, yeah, I understand that he's a Jedi in that, and that's what I mean. Like the purple lightsaber would look a lot better, or he can still dual wield a red lightsaber. Doesn't mean it still look cool. But Anakin otherwise, yeah, having it the purple would be more appropriate since that was his lightsaber.
Oh yeah. Color. But isn't he also like into Sith robes more in that one?
Well, like even in the comics, like he was in those kind of robes anyways. So that was always kind of his look. Even then, going into being Darth Revan, he's kind of maintained that aesthetic. So I think I already got to that one. They want Marvel Pure saying they wanted to continue to destroy and bastardize everything. And well, I saw. So he says someone in the Discord told me Force Unleashed one is better. Meh. I thought it was the least atrocious ones that they've put out that I saw. I'll try and dig that one up. But speaking of the Darth Plagueis one, here's kind of like where a minimalist approach does work well. And here's the original art cover for Darth Plagueis. Got much more of the dark, and this is, I mean, like Hitman's point is portraying what's going to be going, and to Carl's, like what is going to be going on in this book. Palpatine kneeling and becoming the apprentice to Darth Plagueis. And the new one they did is certainly a little more done up. It's not horrible. It still kind of does a bit of the same effect when I started looking at it again.
Yeah.
Ooh, there we go. So here's the new one. Like I said, not the worst of what we've seen. A little more done for it, and still kind of portraying a bit of what is going on. You got Plagueis there in the background,
right,
overshadowing Palpatine, while he is, yes, very much the front man when they get into their further dealings. So this one, not the worst of the bunch.
Yeah, sometimes minimal design can sometimes be the best. Like when we're talking about our top 5 Star Wars characters, some of the better Star Wars designs isn't exactly like the most elaborate, look like carnival dancers in the Star Wars universe. Sometimes like just a simple robe and a white mask can be pretty good.
Absolutely.
Plagueis will forever probably be my most favorite cover.
Which one?
Oh, just the Plagueis. I think it's just iconic.
It's a great one for sure. Let's see. And hey there, Star Wars Scran. How are you doing? Saying howdy, chat. Hey, Fracture Filter, you rock. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, that's kind of the different book. Oh, was the other one we were gonna look at really? Oh yeah, let me bring up that Force Unleashed one. Because I thought that was kind of like I said, not bad. They even seem to have different. Oh wait, different covers that I can see here. Like even they're showing right here, they kind of got the one where he's manipulating the ship while it's coming down, and then more of what we saw is the video game covers. Can't really zoom in on this, but let me try and find the.
Yeah, what's the new cover for that? I'm curious.
That's what I'm trying. I'm gonna look. Yeah. I think they kind of did a bit of a Plagueis thing, like the original, where he's kneeling before Vader. There we go. So this is the new.
I don't hate that. I actually like it.
Like I said, this one wasn't bad. This one wasn't as either plain or as egregious as some of the others. Definitely the new ones or the old ones are like again kind of more of that to the more dynamic nature of what's going on. He's showing him force pushing away a bunch of either stormtroopers and stuff like that, or even like I said the scene where he's bringing kind of directing the fallen Star Destroyer. So again, I mean, this one isn't like the worst thing that they've done for book covers.
Yeah, I feel like it goes kind of back to that like weird art style that they're pushing out here a little bit more. This one I don't hate. I think this one's actually pretty cool.
And it's playing with the color. It's kind of going primarily with the dark theme, the dark colors, but really stands out with the red lightsaber.
I think this is a scene from the video game itself, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. So like I get where people are just like F no, but at the same time, I mean, I'll say it's like this. No, this one's okay.
Yeah, I'd buy that and put it on my wall. To be honest with you, if it was a poster, I would. I was like that doesn't look too bad. I'm like. There's many things I can take gripe with, but it's just like that if someone showed me this art at like say I was at a convention or something, I'd be like, yeah, I'd probably buy that. And it's a cover art for a book, and if I was into the book, I'd be like, well, I kind of like it,
It's done its job. It's brought you in.
Yeah, I would say like some of the other ones, like I said, were more. I would question the choices of that, but at the same time, it's like that one, I'd give it a B, nice B grade.
I can go with that.
Yeah.
Trying to find at least a good listing of just to kind of let's see some differences from even like we saw with a lot of the original book covers to the Disney Star Wars book covers that are out there for their books, like for their continuity. sort of thing. And I think it is this kind. Some of it is just kind of playing with some of the stuff we're already seeing. Just some are, in my opinion, just a little more done up. Like here for their one, I think one of their original High Republic books. We've got this here, and then here's one is kind of playing with some of those colors.
Yeah.
Color schemes. And then there are some of them that are just kind of very. I don't know if there are. I'm trying, like I said, these are definitely some more of, like you see, the more essential legends. The Eye Jedi doesn't look half bad there.
The one on the left. What does that one say? True Colors.
True Colors. That one's part of the Republic Commando series, I believe.
That one doesn't look bad either. True Colors doesn't look bad. I mean, it has that art style, but it kind of sells like action, like what this book's about, a lot better.
So yeah, although this, I mean, I know that's a young adult novel, but so I'd say that's probably definitely one of their crappier looking ones.
Yeah, that feels like it's towards.
And then yeah, here's another one of the. So again, like they have a mix of where it is that, but like.
So the Temptation of the Force looks like that generic Fabio cover you used to see.
Kind of does, yeah.
That looks like you. That just looks like some like this is made for like 45-year-old white women who just want to get like laid. That's what it looks like. Temptation of the Force. It's just they need to be embracing a little bit more.
The title definitely plays into that for sure.
Yeah,
he just needs to be like, he needs that shirt that's like partly open, showing his
exactly
oiled looking chest, holding her.
She's looking for a different type of lightsaber for sure, man.
Oh my! It definitely would.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, like, here's also the original Heir to the Thrawn trilogy book covers. I mean, the whole intro, like with it, like it is with Heir to the Empire, it's showing what's going on with Thrawn's introduction, Cyboth, and then it's going into each one. I believe that is like the third book that is meant to represent Mara versus the Leuk clone.
Yeah. If we're going to call balls and strikes here, that Heir to the Empire Volume 1 cover is not really that good.
It's a little on the minimalist approach, but I still like it a lot more than what's been kind of done with some of them. So,
well, it looks like a generic like 80s or 70s like rock album cover. That's what I can see.
Well, they did come out. These did come out in the early 90s, so there was some of that still hanging around.
Yeah, it's just the guy standing there shooting lasers out his fingers. I'd be like, I don't know about that one, guys. The other ones, they're okay. I wouldn't say like I'm blown away by these art covers either.
How dare you?
I call balls and strikes. You gotta be fair.
No longer allowed here. How dare you, Carl? No, I mean, hey, I personally like them. I think they do the job, and I mean, it kind of plays into, again, like for Cyboth, yeah, he does shoot lightning at people during part of his introduction and stuff like that. So, and yeah, Scran loves him as well. But I mean, hey, to each his own, right? We all, again, the art and the eye of the beholder and all that jazz. So,
right,
I get it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but you know what? And for anybody out there, remember, don't avoid what in general at the end of it too. Avoid giving Disney your money in any form or capacity, especially for these books and stuff. You can find the originals out there. It'll be a bit of a hunt, but there is places like thriftbooks.com, of course, eBay, and I would even say hit up people like United Spacers Alliance, Open Airlock on Twitter, X, whatever, and OG Star Wars. They'll always try and help you out to point you in the right direction on how to acquire the original book cover books. So you aren't getting anything with that EU essentials or or the Legends title up at the top. Look for that and all that jazz. So you have the options available. And hey, maybe even Hitman, he goes to local bookstores and stuff like that, hunting things down. He's found a few winners.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Shadows of
Half-price
the
books.
Empire. Yep. Shadows of the Empire. Great find.
Oh, that's right. I was so jealous when you found that one.
Yeah, like I said, half-price books, Goodwills, and everything like that. Salvation Armies. I would say hit up all those places. You never know how lucky you'll get. I know sometimes Goodwill likes to be a little bit more stingy, but sometimes stuff falls through the cracks.
There you go.
Yeah, and especially at half-price books. I know they're not exactly statewide, nationwide in the USA, but there's other places like Book Off you can check. I don't know where you guys. Well, I know where Fracture lives, but I don't know where Hitman lives. But like generally, you probably know like your local book equivalent store of like Book Off or even a half-price books.
Yeah, I'd have to hit him up because we're in the same area.
Yeah. So it's just like I said, everyone, you can go out there, even yard sales. Like you'll be surprised how sometimes like books in general aren't as like popular to collect for a lot of scalpers. Antique malls, everything. Look around. You could go to any antique mall in your local area as well, and there will be like thousands of people selling Star Wars stuff for relatively cheap. Because I was actually at an antique mall over here last time, and I actually found Shadows of the Empire action figures still in their.
Dude, nice.
So
I've seen some of those. Some of them look pretty cool.
Yeah, so I say just check it out there. Just go look. If you really don't want to pay for the official source, always find a secondhand source. Help somebody out, especially in this economy.
Absolutely. Could not agree more.
All right. Well, I have to actually have my heart out with you right now.
I was gonna say I think we're hitting that hour mark for you, sir. So please, shill your wares. Where can people find you? And what do you got going on?
Hi, everyone. I am Carl of the RNG Gaming Podcast. I do a show every Wednesday, Thursday, and not Thursday, every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, usually around 7 p.m. Central Time. Either it's a gaming stream or I have people on from around different nerd spaces to come on and talk about their careers or just have like fun random topics. Like I said earlier today, I had a YouTuber named Urinating Tree on to talk about his career as a sports YouTuber. And just in about an hour's time, around 7 o'clock Central, I will have James on from the Melee Games podcast. And we're going to be talking about shooters and video games, the genre, talking about our favorite ones, the history of them, so on and so forth. I'm on Twitch, Odyssey, and YouTube, obviously, as I see for a shout out there. Thank you very much for the YouTube channel.
Absolutely. What do you prefer more, Twitch or YouTube?
I prefer whatever anyone else likes to be on, basically.
There you go.
I'm monetized on Twitch, but it's not about the money for me. I have over 1,000 followers on YouTube, so it's a small crawl to try to get monetized. But I also have Odyssey up because some people just don't like, those big platforms, and they like to support a third party, a smaller one, an alt tech, whatever you want to call it. The only thing that matters to me is that my content is kind of evergreen. So either you can watch live and join in the chat, or you can watch later on as a podcast form. The only thing that matters to me is somebody's listening and somebody actually wants to listen to me.
We are with you 110%. So yes, you go on over, give the man a sub. He is a great chat.
Yes, and Hitman, it was fun actually sitting down talking to you.
Yeah, it's a blast.
So I hope I can get on next time to have some more on a Saturday when I have off to just come on and be with you the whole show and maybe watch an episode of Stargate, because
absolutely
never actually watched Stargate.
Oh, it's fantastic. 12 out of 10, highly recommend.
All right, gents, you have yourself a great night, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Too. See you later, dude. Have a good one. Okay, and I got Carl's Twitch. Boom. Let me get his Odyssey. Just so I'm giving the full gambit on the shilling of all of his wares. So, Okay. And now the Odyssey link. There we go. All platforms are in the chat for anybody that does want to go over and give Carl, RNG Gaming Podcast, a sub, follow, whatever the heck. Like I said, I've had fun chatting with him. We've done a couple of streams together. He got me into Dave the Diver. Cool dude. So
Very cool. Enjoyed having him on. Good perspective.
Marvel Purist, what? He's saying, can they just get me my food on time? I shouldn't have to wait 45 minutes. Somebody having problems. Is your Uber Eats not arriving quick enough? Let's see here. Let me get back through the chat really quick. Marvel Purist earlier said, so if, for instance, they had the Wikipedia version of the duel on Titan slapped on the cover of Rule of Two, that would be dope. Oh. And it said, can't remember where that picture originates from. Meteor Advocate Timon, hello, how's it going? Holy shit, they just shot at Trump? Whoa, what?
Yeah, they just hit his ear.
Okay.
Was at a rally. Somebody shot at him.
That's quite.
Which I heard, you know, this. I heard somebody was on the Steve Day show that said they've done everything they can to beat him, and the only thing they haven't tried is assassination. So, no, make light of that, but it's true. They've tried to brand him as a traitor. You know, the collusion, the impeachment. They can't seem to get rid of him.
Even so, Duke Devil was posting this in the weekend in our DM groups. But Elon Musk even tweeting about it, saying, I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery. Damn. So let's see. Wait. Jeez. They really took a shot at the guy. That's pretty wild. So who is this gonna? How are they gonna?
I don't know.
So according to this one, again, like Brad is just throwing tweets in there. From Chad Pergram from Republic. Dan Mauser, who was in the front row at the rally near Trump. With Rep. Mike Kelly and Pennsylvania GOP Senate candidate Dave McCormick at the rally. Mauser says he heard 8 to 10 shots. Says it appears multiple people in the crowd may have been hit and were down. Says that it sounded like a .22 or a small caliber weapon. Interesting. Of all the things, I did not have this as part of my bingo card.
Well, it makes sense, right? They've done everything. They tried to impeach. They impeached him twice without avail.
Yeah, but that almost turns him into a martyr, which I almost wouldn't think they would want. You know, like this. It makes him
from now. It goes from now voting for a felon to a felon who is now trying to be killed. I don't know. It's interesting.
This is, like I said, this is freaking wild. Again, I did not figure this for this election.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, like he in that video we just saw, I mean, played to it well. Yeah. Showed that he's, you know, for one, standing strong, and Jesus Christ. Yeah, wow.
The
Some people,
question is it some
people are saying it's staged.
well, it's like, is it somebody that's? I guess I'll say this: is it just somebody who hates Trump, or is it George Soros trying to hire somebody to kill him? Right? But you bring up an interesting point because if they kill him, then they don't have to deal with him, but that makes him a martyr in the fact that they're trying to. I mean, if it is the left trying to do it, it just shows how desperate they are to hold
Left
on
or
to
just a
power.
lunatic on the left,
It's good, but again, like I don't believe it.
I mean,
think that,
they've inflamed their base so freaking hard that
but here's the thing. I think I don't know. I'm not, like I said, talking about conspiracy theories, but I believe that like there's nothing that they won't do, right? So
no,
don't be surprised if like BLM. Guarantee you that was backed by the left and Soros. Sandy Hook, I think Sandy Hook was a way to take
careful
down.
with that one.
No, I'm just saying this is I think. Listen, I've had a lot of I just think that
I get it.
yeah, and this isn't my only thought. I've heard people. I won't get into it, but
well, I just again, Brad is just on it. This one from the New York Post. I don't know how much more of this will show, but we could play this really quick.
You see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Oh. Yeah, I thought about it adds up for the amount of shots that is being said. There we go. Well, that's wild. Video shows the moment gunfire appeared to erupt at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania, and his ear was grazed during an apparent assassination attempt. Former president was quickly surrounded by his Secret Service, rushed off stage as he was seen defiantly raising a fist to the crowd. Yeah, like I said, I did not see this one as a possibility. Jesus.
I mean, are you surprised though?
Like I said, it to turn him into like a bit of a martyr would be I would think something they would not want, but the machinations of everything going on. Who knows at this point? Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know, man. I look at like, I don't know. It's I mean, obviously, praise okay, but you shouldn't be surprised. There's no lengths they won't go to hold their power and to keep that power. And
right.
So, it's just, and everything's just crazy right now, man. Like the debate, you can't tell them, like the whole debate, and his own people from the left are turning on him. And I mean, there's obviously much more insidious play. Like I think that he's ran his course. He's used up, and they're using him to set up the next person, which is either, in my opinion, I don't think it'll be Kamala Harris. I think I heard of this theory. I heard this rumor that it was going to be, someone's thought was like it was going to be Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg, because you've got a black woman and a gay man, and if you don't vote for a black woman or a gay man, then you're just as equally bad as anybody who would vote for a white man.
Static has been putting forward that it would either be Big Mike or what's his face? Michelle Obama.
Oh yeah, Michael Obama.
Yeah, Big Mike. Or Gavin Newsom.
No, I think I would be more inclined to think Gavin Newsom, one, because he's nephew to Nancy Pelosi, who is, will probably outlive 900 years old. I don't know. It's just evil, man. Like whether it be, I mean, Kamala can't she can formulate a sentence as well as Biden. She's equally just not intelligent, and Buttigieg is just Buttigieg. And Gavin, I mean, he out of Clinton, Obama, Kamala, Buttigieg, the one that probably scares me the most is Newsom.
Yeah, and
you can attest to it because you come from his land. You hail from the land of Newsom.
Thankfully, I got out before he became governor. Tried to. As I was leaving, I voted against him. I tried to help California. California shot themselves in the foot.
And why he scares me, like everybody's
like the slickest car salesman.
He's slick as not. He's slick as not. And the things that, and this is what's so crazy.
He looks crazy as shit, but people.
The things that they've gone over after Trump for, like all the like Stormy Daniels and all this, sleeping around and whatnot. Like Newsom did his assistant. He did adultery.
He did. Well, that's
but he's okay because he's of the left.
Yeah,
we all have. But the point I'm trying to make is like they go after Trump for all this stuff, but like they're doing the exact same thing. But it's okay because they're Democrat. It's fine. That's the double standard, right? If you're a Democrat, you can be unethical and immoral, but if you're a conservative Republican who considers abortion murder, then you're in the wrong and you need to, be put to death. I don't know what it's just. Someone said, Steve Day said, if they let Biden run and Biden actually is on the ballot, they will lose 30 states. But what's funny is, they only need 4 states, and they can if they have California, Michigan, New York. What was it like? What are the cities? If they have L.A., New York, Michigan, and Nevada or New Mexico, something like. The point is they if they can go get those states, then it's it doesn't matter if Republicans get 90% of the country, because it's just. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too well versed in the electoral college, but I know like those are major states that they tend to win, and if they win,
the swing states and stuff.
And then don't forget all the dead voters that voted for. Biden.
No! Hey, that was totally on the level election. Don't. How dare
then
you?
all the Republican ballots that ended up in the trash. We can't forget those. So nobody knows the margin of cheating in this election, but there will be a margin of cheating.
Well, this is gonna be even more wild with him being shot at. With Trump being shot at like this is gonna. I mean, you're still gonna have the people that are gonna be probably celebrating this idea and stuff like that, but because they're despicable people. But I mean, this is probably gonna turn a lot of people to his side. It's probably gonna turn a lot of people to his side.
We know that Biden, I believe Obama's been calling the shots in his basement for the last 4 years, right? Because there's an interview with Obama where he said that he would like to call the shots on the receiving end. Like he made a joke about making calls on the other end of a telephone or something like that. I'll have to find the clip because I want to just be sure that I'm speaking correctly, but like I believe that 100%. Who's calling the shots? Biden's not calling the shots. You crazy? No, he's not. Who's calling the shots?
Get a load of this too now. NBC News: Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after popping noises heard at his Pennsylvania rally.
He had blood. here.
Jay Longbone
What?
says noises so loud Trump's eardrum burst with blood.
But are you surprised
yes,
it comes from
loud
NBC?
noises. Oh, I'm not surprised by that. I just thought that was fucking hilarious.
I can't wait to hear what the New York Times says tomorrow morning.
And the spin job is already out. All right, let's go. So pumped.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
New York Times will say
depths of
somebody
gravity.
had leftover firecrackers and
Yeah, fireworks from leftover
late
Fourth
4th of July. Yeah, late 4th of July fireworks show at a Trump rally. Trump earburst busted. No hate crime detected.
You know that'd almost be like what they would write in the Babylon Bee or something.
Probably. Good night.
But it'll be oh god, this is gonna be wild now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Meteor Advocate Timon, for bringing that to our attention. Appreciate it. Woo! Well, that was a hell of a thing to have for the
They
stream.
just need to elect
We're
him
just
as
trying to
Supreme
talk.
Chancellor and make him give back emergency powers after, Ukraine.
Oh my
ends.
god! Here we were just trying to have some fun, talking some Star Wars,
bro. Okay, how much do you want to put? Let's do a little friendly wager. How much do you want to put on the fact that New York Times tomorrow will say some type of like firework accident or poppers were thrown on the ground? They won't say shot.
Well, it'll probably be like this NBC News article with apparent noises or popping noises.
It's like Trump was apparently shot yesterday, and that like he's got a bolt hole in his shot. Like the dude was shot. Like I'm just using that as an example. That's like the apparent.
Yeah.
Like he was apparently shot. Like no,
Apparently.
there's a bullet in his leg. There's blood coming
He
out.
was allegedly shot.
Yeah. That's not ketchup. He didn't, he wasn't eating a hot dog. Like that's funny, man. Not funny that it happened, but funny that they use.
No, that's the sort of thing that they would probably do.
But if it was Biden, absolutely Biden was shot.
It was a stray ketchup packet thrown at Trump's head.
Yeah.
God.
Crazy.
Woo. Let me get through some of the chat really quick. Oh boy. Whew. Well, that's gonna be something nice to clip out for the channel. God. Trump being shot at. Yeesh. Okay, so back to some of the covers. Disney used it for the re-releases. Star Wars Scran said, "It's a Disney image, you shill." Kidding. That was when Carl was talking about the covers. Star Wars Scran says, "I love the Labyrinth of Evil cover. It has Anakin, Grievous." I've seen that one. That one's really good. On the front, and Obi-Wan and Palpatine on the back. Scran says, "Quote unquote essential legends implies that the rest isn't worth reading. Who determines that? Weird, right?" Also likes Heir to the Empire covers are timeless and beautiful. I am with you 100%.
Oh, they shot and killed the shooter, just FYI.
What?
Yeah, I just saw it.
Where did you see that?
I'll see if I can't try to send it. That's what they're saying. Shooter's dead. Oh, I'll see if I can't. I don't know if this is going to send. You can keep going, but I'll see if I can't send it.
Okay. Dan Blackred in the chat. How's it going, sir? AKA Liquid Blake. Saying, give Disney more money. Spend every day at the theme park reading new Legends books. It's the only way they will learn. Yes, absolutely. Give the mouse your money. Must consume. Oh, wait, I got the perfect clip for that.
Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Where'd my check go? There it is. Or Star Wars Grand said, I found the Phantom Menace novelization by Terry Brooks on hardcover for $1 in a secondhand store in okay condition. Very nice. See, that's what I gotta do. I actually gotta get my ass out there and check places out. All this thanks to Samuel the Infamous. The left can't shoot.
Yeah.
And the novelization of the prequel trilogy is fantastic. If you haven't gotten through them, definitely do it, because, and especially the Revenge of the Sith novelization, chef's kiss. I wish they would I hate to say this, I've said it, although I have said it before. The novelization or the audiobook for Revenge of the Sith, I wish they would redo the music score for it and use the music from Revenge of the Sith, because then it would just be absolutely perfect. Star Wars Marvel Purist says, can they just get me? Oh, wait, no, I already read that one. Dan Blackroy saying, they have a longer video of it all. I think I got the one, hopefully. He says when it happens. I fear FEMA says the media will spin this as a false flag. Hey, we're already seeing that they're saying it's just some popping noises, so that would not surprise me. He's saying this is some Robert Kinsey shit. Type of crap. Sorry to put words in your mouth. Marvel Purist is saying now he's literally is Reagan 2.0. Timon saying it's on. Marvel Purist saying, I kind of suspected this would be their next play. If you can't beat him, off him. Kill him.
Yeah.
Yep. Fear FEMA saying, Newsom is easy to beat if they have the guts to play his old clips and talk about the women he has cheated with. Trump would destroy him. If he, I don't know, it seems like Trump hasn't had that same energy as he did when he first ran, which if he does, if it comes back to him and he does, particularly after this, and that was somebody he's up against, I would absolutely see him doing that, because he took all the pop shots he could with Hillary. Liquid Blake saying, I vote for Lou Ferrigno. Well, there you go. He was the Hulk. How can you go wrong? And he's a total, he's workout advocate. Fear FEMA saying, not shot at. Looks like it grazed his ear. That's damn close. Yeah. I translated it. You're gonna think ear, not eat. Star Wars Marvel Pierce, apparent. Jeez. Dan Blackwood saying, I heard Alec Baldwin was spotted in the crowd. Oh no! After he just got released from all of his charges? No!
That's crazy. I'm surprised at that. I mean, thank God that it wasn't a centimeter, left or right. But, if you can't beat him in the courtroom, you can't. This is interesting. Why? I mean, somebody just posted they were a centimeter away from the Civil War.
We're getting close to some pretty crazy heated stuff. So apparently, yeah, I'm seeing that the shooter was shot dead. Another person is in serious an audience member was killed and the shooter is dead. Audience person is in serious condition, said the prosecutor. And supposedly, according to Wall Street Silver here on X, saying breaking per the Butler Police Department, the Trump shooter has been arrested at the scene. Well, that's kind of contradictory to what we're hearing being killed. Identified as Mark Violets, an Antifa member. Prior to the shooting, Mark Violets uploaded a video on YouTube claiming justice is coming. Wait, so you're telling me the FBI might have actually done something? No, wait, no, because he still pulled off. He still attempted it, so.
They probably didn't take it seriously.
Probably not.
Antifa? Wait, you mean Antifa, the same group that Soros backed?
Oh, no, couldn't be.
Is that the same one? I can't remember.
You know, my memory isn't always what it used to be either.
But I'm pretty sure he does. He did or does.
I want to say you're right.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Dude, I just don't know anymore. We are in some wild fucking times. And here I was on a stream with Static and Derby Wormy and Shockazilla, and we were just talking about just some stupid fat idiot getting himself into trouble lying about cancer. And now, you know, we're just having fun, just having a laugh. And now we have some freaking real shit like this going. It's like, God damn it, can we just have a calm moment, please? Antifa doesn't exist. It's just an idea, says Fear of FEMA. Blackboard saying, and people thought it was going to go back to normal this year. Not likely. No, I don't think we're gonna get any sense of things going back to any kind of normal. We have too much goddamn crazy in the world, man. It's really just, yeesh. I don't know. Like I said, this is all just so. I was not expecting any of this to be happening. Certainly, while we were doing our live stream tonight, like this is the sort of shit that goes down, like either the next day or just shortly after we end the live stream. Like this is like what the sort of thing that ends up happening.
Ugh. So I had to get a drink. My goodness.
You're good. You're good. Like I was just saying, it's just wild, just the shit that we've got going on now. Here we just wanted to talk some fun stuff. And then this happens, of all things, on our show while we're live. Like I was just saying, this is the sort of shit that goes down when we aren't live, like the next day, or after we sign off and everything.
Sunday morning, between the hours of 8 o'clock Saturday night to any day Sunday, basically. But
yeah.
This is
oof.
Is the point civil war? Are they trying to start a civil war? Are they trying to take him out? Is this on somebody's own volition? Did they pay this guy to do it? Like, these are the questions I ask, and that's why, like, I don't put anything past them. Antifa, I think is a group that has been backed and created by those who hate America, and especially those who hate Trump. And that's why I said what I said. I firmly believe it. It could be wrong, could be a coincidence, but I think that's totally a thing.
I'm not doubting that for 1 second. It's just funny because Antifa has been for the longest time mostly active over in Europe. We haven't really had this problem since probably what, Obama, or when Trump came in. We started hearing about Antifa making its way into the States.
What is this?
And I mean, I thought no way would they actually get in and start causing shit, considering the meme. At least now it's seeming like a meme.
Did the shooter die? Because this
Americans are armed to the teeth. He's one of these. He's sure to get shot, but
yeah, the guy Stu from The Blaze some guys interviewing the guy that witnessed it said they blew his head off. Witness on what happened to the shooter. So the shooter died. They blow his head off. Did they kill him?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm hearing two different things. I'm hearing he's been arrested. I'm hearing he's been killed. So I have no idea which it is.
So the emergency room doctor I spoke with tried to save someone's life in the crowd. So I'm assuming that was the shit. I don't know, dude. That's crazy.
I think things are also just happening way too quickly right now.
Yeah, because they don't have control. But this is the first time that the Democrats have not had control. You can sit here and say that they're in the White House and whatnot, but they don't have control. They don't have control over this election. They don't have control of what's going on. I think this is the first time in 4 years that they're scared, because now everything that they tried to do to Trump is now backfiring at them. Right. And at the end of the day, I've said this to you, like, nobody can save this country. Nobody can save this country. No man can save this country, just like no man can save this world. Right. There's only one who can do it. Right. And he does not hold political office. Right. But they're not in control. I think they're scared because they can't control it. The debate has, I don't know why they chose to do the debate, but they did. Right. And I think the debate showed how bad Biden was. I think they were banking on drugging Biden up to get him through the debate, and it backfired on them. And everybody has now, he was exposed, right? And my heart breaks for Biden. Like, my heart should break more for Biden, but there is a part of my heart that does break for Biden, because my grandpa had Alzheimer's, right? I don't think this is an act. I think he's truly sick. I think he has dementia. I truly believe that. And it's
Static and some people have said, this is practically at the point of elder abuse.
It is, right? He can't formulate a sentence, and so they used him, for whatever political gain, and they got it, right? They've used him, and now it's time to move on, right? But I don't know whether they thought they had more time with him or they didn't see this coming. I don't know, but this is Now they have to scramble. It's 4th and 96, and they have to scramble, right? Because if they put him on the ballot, I'm not saying Trump's going to win. I'm not saying he's not going to win. God's in control. But, like, at the end of the day, if they put him on the ballot, there's a chance that I think Trump can beat him, right? And there's people within the party, Democratic Party, there's a real divide. There's some people, you saw all the news media were like, get him out of here. He can't be the nominee. We can't put him on the ballot. So you have people within that party doing it. And then you have Kamala Harris, who sits there, and Anderson Cooper, who is about as far left as, as freaking
as they come,
the late night guy, who I forget the late night host. Anyways, but he's calling Kamala out, saying, "You think he's like, are you not concerned?" Like, is asking these questions, and Kamala sat there and said, "Well, he's brilliant. He's an all like." She refused to acknowledge the fact that she would say, "Oh, well, it was one bad night." But she
was it a couple days ago? He called Zelensky Putin,
right?
And Kamala Harris, Vice President Trump.
Yeah. This is the same guy that said, "Ho ho ho, Merry 4th of July." Merry 4th of Merry Independence Day, Happy Independence Day, or something like that. But anyways, and so I don't think they know what they're gonna do, right? They've got to do something. They either got to keep them on the ballot, or they got to scramble, right? I think that they're gonna invoke the 25th and put Kamala in, right? That's what I think, but I could be wrong. Maybe maybe they'll keep Biden in there. I don't know. I think they're going to invoke the 25th because, like I just told you, if they invoke the 25th on Biden and they put Kamala in, and Budapest will be her VP, they've established they have such a tight knit, and they focus so many years on the, critical race theory and wokeness, and they've played the race card, right? So if they put a black woman in who was half Asian, I believe, I thought that was the thing. I could be wrong, but you put a black woman in, and you put a gay man in, how would the left not vote for them? Because there's a black lady I saw this clip. She's like, if they put Kamala in and y'all don't, vote for Kamala, we gonna raise this place to the ground or something like that. Like we're gonna tear the party apart, right?
Right.
It just creates more racial divide. So it really kneecaps the black, the black voters hold like 20% of the vote or something, some statistic like that I heard. But you like why, like the point I'm trying to make is if they do that, like now it's set up to where like, okay, you're gonna vote for a white man or you're gonna vote for a black woman and a gay man. Like, but you can't vote for the white man because then you're racist.
Yeah. And of course, Democrats on X are upset that the shooter missed Trump. They're trending in the United States. One job. How do you miss? They missed. I mean,
this is not fun.
This could be
right.
more of like people laughing at the shooter too.
But this is not funny, right? Because how many people
and
I'm not saying this to you, but I'm just saying like, this wasn't funny when nobody. I'm gonna go political yet religious on it for a second. Like, this is life and death, man, and this isn't funny. And to people who want to crack jokes about this, like, it's not. Killing is not funny, and once you die, it's done, right? You have to answer for everything that you've done, man. And so, like, to joke around and be like, oh, you had one job, like, this is evil, man. This is it's just pure evilness. Like, hate Trump if you want, right? But killing is never, I don't know, man. Killing should never be. I don't know. You just shouldn't joke about this kind of stuff. Like, and it just shows you how desperate they are and how evil this administration is. When I sit here on the show and I bring up, Luciferian doctrine as a Christian and whatnot, like, I'm not just doing this to use this platform to, I'm talking about because I genuinely believe like this is like, they are evil. These people are evil. Yeah. And they're believing a lie and they're believing this evilness and they're acting on it. This is in like, you and I are similar in age. I've never in my life have I ever seen remember a president being assassinated or an attempt on a president.
Not for my lifetime.
So you had one job and you missed. Like, that's terrible. And shame on everybody who's making a joke out of this. Like, it's not funny. This is serious.
I mean, the funny, not funny, but like the thing of it is too, like they wanted to make fun of conservatives and stuff like that remember when we looked at the thoughts and prayers video?
Yeah.
When they were making fun. I mean, that's what they would essentially be doing, is putting out thoughts, putting out prayers and everything like that. More positivity. Now, right. You'd have your edgelords out there for sure taking some fun if it was like Biden or something like that. But that would be the general. That would be more of what would be trending than, one job.
You had one job you missed.
One shot, yeah. Fear of FEMA, I did think of that. The shoe attempt on Bush, but that I don't know, like that there. I don't know. There's a part of me that does want to say that was comical, but I did not like Bush, George Bush.
Which one, senior, or junior, or both?
Junior. Junior was the one that took the shoe, or he ducked. He ducked from the shoe.
Like, what are your honest thoughts on this? What do you think the end play is? Do you think civil war? Do you think just to kill him? They are terrified of him. This shows their hand. This shows how, one, evil they are, and two, how desperate they are to hold on to power and how much they hate Trump and fear him.
How about some of the comments that we're saying this? It was a setup.
Do you think it was? From which side, the Republican or the Democrats?
I would think they would probably just point the finger at Trump himself, that this was a setup from him
to make him look like a martyr.
And look strong, standing up.
You think this is a ploy by the Republicans?
I'm just asking. I'm playing devil's advocate here a bit. Right. I'm just posing it.
Are you saying that's what the Democrats would say? Like, oh, this was just a ploy.
Well, that was certainly a lot of the comments in one of the images I brought up was.
You could say the same thing for Black Lives Matter. This is the Democrats trying to.
Oh, absolutely.
George Floyd.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It just would certainly play into a lot of the theatrics that goes on with a lot of this crap.
I genuinely, I don't have.
I don't know, like if that's true about the Antifa member and stuff like that, and like some people have been pointing out, this has been with decades, if not less than go on less since like 2019 or 2016 of media blitz on Trump himself and against the Republicans and everything like that.
I want to pose a question. I want to pose a question. So if he posted a YouTube video and the FBI caught wind of it, why was there not any type of scrambling happening? Why was there no mobilization? FBI's in every state in this country in some type of capacity. Why, like, where was the mobilization? Where was the getting them out of there? If you had, and this is the question I pose: if the roles were reversed, and Trump was president and Biden was being, was at a rally, and somebody caught wind that they were going to kill Biden, do you think that there would have been mobilization? And the National Guard or whatever would have been in that place to get him out of there, or the Secret Service would just take him off stage, like, because here I pose a question, because it's Trump, like the FBI, who is under the DOJ, who's in control of the Democratic Party, who's in the White House, the Democrats. Is it because it's Trump that the FBI turned? I mean, this is all speculation, right? But do you think the FBI saw this and just turned the other cheek? Really? Oh, like we didn't see that. To let it happen so they could take Trump out. Like,
if the roles were reversed, really was uploaded, yeah, it means a lot was ignored. Yes,
but if it was Biden and Trump was president, do you think it would have been ignored?
Oh, probably not. But that's my own bias.
Again, for sure, it's all speculation. That's my question. Where was the mobilization? Where was the red alert? Where was the evacuation of Trump? Because again,
shutdown of the rally and stuff like that.
Every single president has Secret Service, and you're telling me that just because you don't hold the White House, you're still just because you're still a president, and you don't hold the White House.
Yeah.
Are you telling me this, like the Secret Service, like they pick and choose who they want to protect?
I mean, hey, there is like for some secret, they probably have like everybody, they have their own political leanings and stuff like that. Maybe like, that
brings up a really good point. If the video was leaked, which we're saying they did, where was the National Guard? Why didn't they get him out of there? Why this happened? That place should have been shut down within minutes. Or
if anything, heavier security.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I mean, they definitely rushed the stage.
They should have had the National Guard there. They should have had every agency in that town, in that city, in that state, within reason, storming that place to get him out of there. And it didn't. So you're really telling me that, like, and again, I say speculation. If this video was in fact released, but if it was, and there was no mobilization, can you put two and two together, or is that reaching? Is that reaching, or is that just? Is that reaching? Is it speculation, or are you valid in asking the question? Where was the law enforcement agencies? Why wasn't action? That's what I want to say. That's what I was looking for. Why was action not taken?
Well, another question that I would have is how many? That was 5 or 6 shots taken before they jumped the stage.
Right. The delayed response is telling.
It's so God.
I'm not a Secret Service agent. I've never been in Secret Service. I do know a little bit about law enforcement. The minute you hear something, you're red alert. You're DEFCON 1.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I can't speak about it. I'm curious to see if Dan Bongino what he'll say. But like the point I'm trying to make is, you hear a gunshot, you're like, all bets are off. And the other thing, you're telling me that like you as a Secret Service and I'm sure there's law enforcement there. You're trained at a rally or in a place of public place, a public square to constantly be scanning. So the delayed response in this is also very interesting. You're telling You're telling me that somebody, I mean, sure, you can't watch every single person, every single hand in there, but multiple people are scanning. You're telling me that, like, again, why the delay? That's crazy to me. He got 7 shots, 7 to, what was it, 6 to 7 shots?
8 to 10 shots. Was
8 to 10, thank you. 8 to 10 shots.
Yeah.
Again, you're in the crowd. I get it. You should, after 8 to 10 shots, you should, most people, if a gunshot goes off, a round goes off, people are ducking, right? So who's going to be the one standing? The shooter. So how did he get 8 to 10 shots off without this? And this did the Secret nobody in that Secret Service that I saw in that 11-second clip had their guns out. Of course, their job is to protect the president and jump on him, I'm sure is what they did, but where was the returning fire? Again, we don't know. It's 11. There's a lot of questions.
And this is kind of like part of the problems that now you start getting also a bunch of random reports. Like, here's this one: witness claims he saw a shooter on roof with rifle before shooting, and yet there's also some claims that the guy was in the crowd.
This sounds a lot like the magic bullet theory and Kennedy assassination. How many shooters are there? Where's the grassy knoll?
This BBC interview with a guy outside the security perimeter who claims he saw the shooter before he fired. Absolutely wild.
Someone who was here. You weren't inside the event, nope, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
So who
clearly seen with a rifle.
Oh, fuck.
A rifle. We can clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof.
No offense, this just kind of seems like the atypical, like, cliche kind of eyewitness reporting that they would get. Not to be mean to this guy or anything, it just,
yeah,
he's got like kind of the whole kind of very southern accent and everything. I can't help but kind of notice his hat has the marked out and it's like sharpied in for. I don't know. So like I said too.
The question is, he's saying that there was a dude on the roof, but the report said that there was a ER doctor that's helping try to save a patient's life. So but they said a spectator was shot.
Yeah, one was killed, one was shot.
So what's going on? And Dan Bongino said, so Dan Bongino, the guy I just referenced, he was a Secret Service agent. He was on, I think, Obama's detail, but he just tweeted that he said that the FBI will hold this investigation, not the Secret Service. So we all know what the turnout will be with this.
So from the Post-Millennial, Pennsylvania, new video footage of an individual lying down on a rooftop. Butler County DA said 2 people were shot and killed, the shooter and a person attending Trump's rally. And so there you go.
He was on there?
He was on a roof.
You can see the guy
like a shipping container.
I think they hit him because the guy looks dead.
Is he dead on the roof?
So this will lead into the shooter was Butler County DA said 2 people shot and killed, the shooter and a person attending Trump's rally. So that's the so apparently that is confirmation. A person attending the rally was shot, and so was the shooter. The shooter was shot and killed on that roof.
You know, it's funny. This is a good perspective. Where's Biden? Why is he not saying anything right now as the president? As the president, you shouldn't condone this, and you should make a public speech. I would assume, whether he's your rival or not, because assassination attempts should have nothing to do with politics. In my opinion, where's Biden? Why is he not saying anything? He should be on the news right now.
Yeah, that was right.
Discondoning, or I don't know if that's the word, but condemning. I'm sorry, condemning these actions. If he was half the man everybody thinks he is, and to quote Kamal, the greatest president that's ever lived, he should be on the news right now, condemning these actions.
Roseanne Barr said, "Can a staffer wake up President Shitpants to make a statement?"
It's interesting coming from Roseanne Barr, one of the most left-leaning people out there.
Really? No.
She's about as left as Whoopi is.
Are you mistaking her for Rosie O'Donnell?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I tried my saying that.
I was like, wait a minute. I thought Roseanne Barr kind of was on the other side. But
I'm sorry. I misspoke. Rosie O'Donnell.
He's Hollywood types.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Moment.
Well, in this, I mean, I don't know how much I'm.
What are your thoughts? Do you think Biden should be making a statement right now?
Oh no, I do agree with you absolutely. The president. I mean, I don't know when and how quickly. I mean, I would imagine, considering how quickly this is getting out across the internet on X of all places and everything, it would be very much, yeah, like that. This would be like within minutes now. He should be just out there saying something. So I guess now it's just going to be kind of a matter of time before it happens. I would think. I don't know. That they might have to wake him up from his afternoon nap. I don't know. But I do agree with you. He should be making some kind of statement.
No, you should, because if you had nothing, I mean, again, assassination should have no barring on any type of politicalness. This is like, if you're the president, condemn this, whether you want to win or not. Whether, you know what I mean? Like, you should condemn these actions. And the fact that you're not is also very telling.
Well, again, considering also how quickly they forced him to condemn any group that was at all friendly to him, but would be very bad for his image. They got him to respond real freaking quickly. So, yeah. I mean, you would think the same would be for them, right? So, yeah, here are some of the ABC. Trump rushed off stage during disturbance at Pennsylvania rally. And of course, we saw the MSNBC. Trump
maybe they weren't trying to kill him, man. Maybe they're just trying to scare him from running. But I think you just strengthened his resolve.
CNN, loud bangs were heard and the former president dropped to the ground. Secret Service rushed him off stage after he got hit to his feet.
Do these mainstream media outlets not see the blood?
You are getting so close to what they're gonna do. Fireworks, yeah.
Late 4th of July.
Oh, he fell in a cherry pie. That's what happened. That's why there's the red on his face. He fell in a cherry pie. That's what's gonna be. I don't mean to laugh. It's just now just trying to predict what they're gonna say. Is this like the next part of all of this?
Just man.
God damn, man. Jeez.
I'm speechless. I don't even know what else to say. Hey. My phone's broken and my Twitter won't load.
On Twitchy.com. The How Do You Miss Lefty Ghouls celebrate attempted assassination of Trump. Here are the worst. As Twitchy readers know, an attempt was made on Trump's life during his rally in Pennsylvania. And like clockwork, the ugliest and vilest among us are on Twitter, already joking about his being shot, accusing him of staging a false flag, and of course, wishing the gunman hadn't missed. To be completely honest, this editor wasn't sure about giving these repugnant people attention. However, we need to remind ourselves who they are and just how far they are willing to go. And I mean, that goes into also what people have said. Never forget the people that said during COVID that us that did not want to be masked or vaxxed or whatever should be locked up, should be sent away, should be put into prison. So these are some of the probably the same motherfuckers out there. But let's look at some of these. Wajahati Ali looks like a. Let's see who this is. Let's get some names on here. We'll go that extra mile. Fuck these people. Wajahat Ali is a left hook Substack columnist at the Daily Beast, democracy-ish podcast. Also has, I'm guessing, an Instagram, TikTok, website, thelefthook.substack.com. Go and let the Daily Beast know just what kind of stuff is being tweeted out by this gentleman. Back to what the person said now. Appears Trump shot. Bullet grazed his ear. He seems to say fight and pumps his fist before leaving. We may have more guns than people in this country. I hope cool heads prevent. Okay, that's a little more even. I was hoping for something a little more explosive than that. Wajahat always finds a way to say the wrong thing. And this psycho...
Bro, CNN says Secret Service rescues Trump off stage after he falls at rally with blood on his face.
Yeah, we just
I'm sorry. Okay.
In this psycho, sure, Trump wanted to get shot at, saying, I generally only mute people these days, not block, but rubbish up my feed with replies like this and you're gone. Let's see if it'll... In the tweet, it said, unfortunately, that one dead was not Trump. Don't even know what to think here. This one from Sherry Jacobus. Trump will do anything to upstage Biden and try to slow the trajectory of the polls that show Biden is rising. Didn't load. I'm guessing somebody deleted a tweet. But this one here said, Trump shot by some type of weapon. Some say air pellet, BB gun pellet. Unclear the ammo type. On stage, escorted off stage, Secret Service detail while bleeding from side of his face, awaiting more detail. Okay, that's not. Someone shot at him. We're saying, here's one of the. You had one job. From this looks like a burner account, but I mean it has the little blue check mark. You had one job. They don't make assassins like they used to anymore. I'm so pissed. From Kahem, aka Dr. Durag. Right, a shitty rapper of some kind. Again, they think this is okay. Looks like we got the flags in the Twitter name there. Trump thinks that he's the fucking Antichrist that will rise from the dead. Where? The only one that's putting the Antichrist thing on him is usually you, whack jobs. He is not the beast. He is simply a beast. Hashtag staged. Sorry, not sorry. Grow up, jackass. Wow. Not entirely sure what she's saying, but it's not good. Liberal accounts are celebrating the assassination attempt and saying they're sad the shooter missed. This is what we're up against. We get so here are some of the images here. Someone saying sad they missed. Fuck Trump, better off dead. Another Ryan Fury era. What? Oh, not a Tekken player. Please say no. Saying no context. I'm just sad they missed. And don't say if you don't, Lamau. The squid skip with the pride flag in the name, of course. Sad they missed. Glad they tried. And hey, this is all taking account of these fools. I wouldn't black out the names. Fuck them. My best friend who lives in Milwaukee just texted me and told me what happened, and my response was sad they missed. So, damn it, they missed. I'm not calling for someone to take him out. I'm just saying that I'm sad they missed. And all the again more sad. I'm this sad they missed. Yeah, so like the Twitchy says, definitely the ghoulish folks that are out there wanting this sort of thing. Man, it's too bad they missed. How sad. More of it. There's more of how they missed. Associated Press saying, breaking news, Donald Trump has been escorted off the stage by Secret Service during a rally after loud noises ring out in the crowd. More of the loud noises narrative. Okay, they're going for that. Oh, I didn't have, sorry. That's what this one here was saying, was that it was loud noises. Yeah, Trump got shot at his own rally, but he was walking off, so not super fatal at all. Staged ass shooting, some people are saying. More people saying it was staged. And then there's a CNN one. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's some of them are responses. Fuck, they missed them. Maybe guns are the problem after all. Where are the good guys with guns? I believe the good guys with guns are the ones that shot the shooter. Let's see. A Brian Fitzpatrick says the assassination attempt against him is a great badge of honor for our country. President Trump will never stop fighting for these people in America. The shooter missed. How do you miss? Woo. Woo, lad. Woo. Yeah, this is more of... Yes. Yeah, so... Oof.
Yeah, man, it's sad that people are making a joke out of this. Like, memes are flying out here, and there's a lot of stuff that we joke about on the show, but when it comes to life and death and people dying, like, this isn't funny, and people should be ashamed. And I said, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite because we laugh and joke about stuff, but this is sick.
Well, the stuff we laugh and joke about is generally stuff to dealing with like fictional characters,
for sure.
General assholes that are in in entertainment industry and stuff like that. We certainly aren't wishing death upon people. We wish for them maybe to we certainly wouldn't it be great if this person just left their job or got fired from their job or something like that.
Right. No one,
But
yeah,
it's in
no
no
one
way
has
that
ever wished Kathleen Kennedy death. Nobody has wished Filoni death. I've never that's. I mean that's crossing the line. We might say like, hey, like go live on your own island. Or to your point, go live on your own island, or just leave. Go do whatever. But like, never do I ever wish harm or anything upon these people, despite how much I may disagree with them. So the people are coming out here, man, and making joke about this. Oh, you had one job, and like that's asinine, and that's deplorable that you would set out here and say this. Like, you are consumed by hate, right? And you don't even know what you hate. You're so convinced that your side is right that you're willing to just let somebody die for the sake of just because you think he's wrong. Well, the other side thinks you're wrong. What if somebody else wanted you assassinated, right? Well, no, you can't do that. That's a double standard. So your relativism, it's just, I'm not going to go on a tangent, man. It's deplorable, to sit here and say you had one job and you couldn't even finish your job. You had one shot, you couldn't even make it. And that's deplorable. And I admonish or rebuke anybody who wants to sit here and say that and agree with this. Like, I'm like, public announcement, like, you're like, I have no bit, like, go somewhere else. I don't condone it, and I won't stand for it. It is deplorable. So I will pray for Trump, and I will pray for the people involved, and should pray for the shooter that you would get to a point where you think that you need to do that for whatever reason. So it's my 2 cents off my soapbox, man. But this is serious, and like, people need to wake the hell up. I try not to cuss, but wake the hell up. Wake the F up. If you think that, like, because we'll go on we'll go to bed tonight and we'll wake up and we'll just go on with our normal lives. Like, this country, like, I don't think people truly understand what could happen, right? You think, oh, Civil War. We already went through one Civil War. It's not going to happen again. Really? Like, look at this. If he would, God forbid, if he would have been shot and killed, what do you think would have happened?
Right.
These are things that people don't think about. Oh, surely the Biden administration, they're good. They've got our best interests at heart. Oh man, it's
so a bit of an update on the shooter thing too. It looks like some people are kind of this is like the problem with some of this stuff is why you definitely need to kind of wait until some of the evidence starts coming through, because people get very jumpy, and I've already been like, but apparently the Mark Violets people are claiming is the man who tried to kill Trump is some Italian guy who appears to be live tweeting right now stating he's not the shooter. So that's what's like, it is like what's been flown around a bit. Somehow this guy did get fingered as the gentleman, but is not it. It appears the man falsely identified as Mark is an Italian. It appears to be his actual account. So what we saw earlier from the one was incorrect. So sorry about that one. Like I said, this is kind of the problem when you have stuff like this that's happening right there in the moment. I guess you could say it is the one advantage when you have things that are just kind of when you've gotten all the. So yeah, Wall Street Silver, you dickhead. Confirm your shit a little more. Although I know that's, I think it's kind of a. Oh, and he deleted the tweet.
Hmm.
Hang on. Because now it's no longer there. Thank you, Duke Devil, who did put that into the DM chat, so I can try and go back to it, but cannot because the tweet no longer exists. Because somebody done goofed. So what I was trying to say was definitely the advantage of when the evidence has already been all put out there. It is in a neat and tidy article to review and take a look at. Because when it's just something happening right here in the moment, it gets a little wacky tobacky. And you just don't know what's what. And then, I mean, then it's like called into question of like, okay, so who's reporting it? Are they actually going to be reporting on it honestly? So on and so forth. So, yikes. Sorry, chat, for this. I was expecting just to be doing a very fun, entertaining stream. We can still go over a couple of things just to kind of certainly wash the brains of what just what's been transpiring. It's gotten a little dour, a little sour, all of those sort of things. But I do have some things that are at least a little bit more interesting and something I'll be like it is what I'm kind of looking forward to. Do you want to wrap this up? Do you have anything else you want
to? No, yeah, we've spent enough time on it.
All right. Let me just kind of let's see. Let me get back through the chat really quick. Fear FEMA saying Antifa doesn't exist. It's just an idea. I think I did go over that one. Dan Blackright saying we will need to wait for the Sparrow update that connects this events to the Lucasfilm Civil War and Kathleen Kennedy's search for the next Star Wars director. I have said too much. Oh no! Remember when to know when to duck, Blake. And it says only one man can save us all: General Hammond and his glorious Bush. Fear FEMA remembers Reagan. Reagan was before I was born, for sure. And I certainly would have been aware. I was an 80s baby. Fear FEMA said, and the shoe attempt. Yeah, that's right. I got that one. And that was also foreign also, right? Not on home turf. Blackheart saying, by the angle the person shot might have been behind Trump in that seated crowd. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, more details will probably come out, and maybe next week we'll do a follow-up or something. Static, if you're listening, you certainly got some great stuff to talk about now on Monday. God,
Bloodbath.
On Monday Night Bloodbath. Oh no, it's almost like, eesh. Oh God. Hey, Real Wade Nation Gaming, how's it going? Saying I'm even head on a swivel for Thunderstorm Fractured. Oh. Dan Blacker said 8 to 10 small UFOs were recently spotted near Trump at his latest hate rally. More at 6. Meteor Advocate Timon, democracy, sure, but only his democracy. Everyone else's democracy is fascist. That's right. You only have one. Anyone else's is wrong. Fear FEMA saying Trump should write a diss track on his shooter to secure the black vote. I mean, that would certainly earn him some points with that crowd. Meteor Advocate Timon saying they got the name of the shooter. See, now I know you corrected it, Timon. I know. But I did it like you basically spelled it like how like a Japanese person would say Kurno, Jack O'Neill. Don't worry, I know. You put an L in Colonel, but say it with an R English. Kurno. Okay. All right. Let's, like I said, I've got a couple of things. We'll just do this a little bit early and for maybe not. I was wanting to get through the topics that I had so we can
do that. Well,
get a little bit early, but I know you have to start out.
Yeah. Well, we got
till about 7:30.
Yeah. What topics were you wanting to go over? Would you rather do that than Stargate, or you want to do Stargate?
I would like to do first. Yeah, I want to do topics.
Yeah, let's do that. We can do that.
Okay. Let me just grab a couple of things really quick. What episode is this one? This is the one where the episode of Stargate is where
Till becomes a bee.
No, this is where Daniel gets high on the sarcophagus resurrections.
Oh yes.
And he goes dark side, kind of becomes a ghoul.
Yeah.
It's not a bad episode because it's good in that like it kind of again expands on like the whole the evils of the ghoul technology, what they use and everything like that, and you got to be kind of cautious and wary and all that jazz. It's kind of a filler episode. I mean, it is a filler episode basically, but like it does a good job of expanding on lore. And this was something that I wanted to actually kind of run by you too. So I had this idea because we do have good old Nerdy Neo. He does watch the replays, and he likes to see the live chat, right? Unfortunately, as of late, YouTube has been just flat out blocking the episodes, even though like I try and keep the volume kind of low for the Stargate episode, but the Stargate episodes end up getting caught, and they end up like blocking the episode, like blocking the live stream until I unblock it, which is basically cutting out the whole segment of us watching the show, the episode. And then of course then removes the live chat. So what I was thinking was that either A, we could still just do things as normal, just let it run, and unfortunately Neo gets out on seeing the live chat. I mean, I pretty much go through a lot of the live chat as we're still listening to the episodes, so it pops up on screen. But there's that, or and it gets removed. Or what I was thinking, and people have done this too, is where they will cut the feed from YouTube, and we'd probably have to cut it from Twitch. Although Twitch has been oddly not catching the episodes. I don't know why, but they haven't. But we could cut the episode, like I do the whole Stargate intro that we always do leading into the episode. Cut it there. Cut the feed from the YouTube and Twitch, and then we would take it. We'd have it still live on Rumble, Kick, and Odyssey. So I was curious how you feel about that. And chat, would you still be down? Because then if we go over to those other platforms, I would then just have the episode say on the screen. Some of you could still jump into the Discord if you want to, but I would then just have the episode playing on screen. Everybody'd still be able to hear it and everything. But then we'd just be live on the alternative platforms. I don't know how people feel about going from YouTube over to those platforms and stuff like that. So please, by all means, if you've got some thoughts, opinions, let her rip.
So we continue to watch it. You just take it off.
Oh yeah, we still continue to watch it. We just wouldn't be live on YouTube or Twitch. So like it is, then I already have the other chats for Kick, Odyssey, and Rumble. So I'd still be able to try and keep an eye on anybody chatting in there. It's just like I said, then it would be on the alt tech platforms, not here on YouTube. And but like I said, we'd still be watching the episode just the same as always.
Are there benefits? So the benefits would be to see the live chat then?
Yeah, so like when some people come back to watch the replay, there would be the live chat on the YouTube. It just then, like it is for them, for anybody watching, it'll just cut off after the Stargate intro. They won't have the rest of us watching Stargate and maybe chatting after we discuss Stargate. But that would be the situation. And maybe I pose this now, give people the chance to speak their mind, and then next week we can then enact this idea. So
I'm down. Just as long as we watch it, I'm down for whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if that answers your question, but I mean, why does YouTube do that, man?
It's because of copyrights and stuff like that, license. Like it's a whole thing. Like even though we're providing commentary over it, they just still get very fussy about those sort of things. So yeah, I like. I mean, I like that. Because I hate the idea of cutting off a segment of the episode, especially like if we get into more discussion afterwards, and that's left out. But I mean, we'll make it. I mean, it'll be clear that we're going over to the alternate platform, so people can certainly go over there. Like I said, it's just the YouTube side will be missing the last half of us either discussing the episode, getting into other things like we tend to, kind of like how with Brad, we've certainly gotten into Star Trek discussions, and stuff like that. So yeah, I just thought, I like I said, I know people have done like their Rumble only stream side and stuff like that. So it was just an idea, just a thought that I thought we could maybe do or try out. Like I said, we can enact this next week.
Yeah.
We'll go over some topics tonight and maybe just skip. We'll watch the episode next week.
We can do that.
Yeah. This has been kind of heavy.
Yeah.
With this whole big event of Trump being shot at and everything. So we'll save the episode.
We can confirm that he was shot at. He just didn't fall.
he was shot at. Secret Service got him down to the ground, and he walked off stage, throwing them fists in the air. He won't be taken down. So yeah.
Good night.
Okay. Let's. Well, you know what? We'll do that next week. Like I said, we'll give people a chance to maybe voice their opinions in the comment section in the chat right now tonight, and we'll reconvene on this subject next week. Sound good?
Yeah.
For the whole switch over stuff, watching the episode. Okay. Whew.
This might be the heaviest show we've ever done.
Dude, right? Like I said, this was the last thing I expected to be having to worry about or to have on there and stuff. Okay. So getting into a different topic. This it dropped in my email, I don't know, a little like either last week or this week, I think. But definitely looking forward to this because I was not sure what was going to be going on. But Godzilla -1 Blu-ray Deluxe Japan Collector's Edition is going to be coming to the States for a purchase. Or at least you can certainly pre-order it on Godzilla.com. I already have because I'm quite excited. This is definitely because I mean, for one, it looks incredible.
You watched it in theaters.
Oh yeah, I did. I saw it at IMAX.
You enjoyed it very much.
I did. Yep. Well, hence why I'm purchasing the physical copy.
Which is crazy because you usually don't buy stuff unless it's like, I mean, I'm not. Usually get stuff for the high seas, but I'm very surprised that you're buying this. This is crazy.
There are things that will earn my purchase. Absolutely. Godzilla -1 is it, and especially like I remember when this dropped, the Japanese special edition. Like it just looked just crazy cool. Got the Godzilla right there on the front, some extra interior. This is especially just like really cool looking with him. With Godzilla standing, blue spines and all, charging up in the destruction of the city, and then it's like a 4-disc set. Again, more of the outside, the exterior, the discs themselves, and like I definitely did. I love this design of Godzilla. I thought it was really awesome. wasn't just, like with the overly sharp spine look, but I still just dug the whole look in general. And yeah, so you go over to Godzilla.com, even on let me see if I can get this really. I just, yeah, here we go. So also on Play Asia, a great site. They've done a lot of great things, especially for like certain video games like the Dead or Alive series. They did back in the day their own translation of the game because snobbish, and honestly I think that should be things like this, that the whole localizers even back in 2015-16 were problems, so they took it up in their own hands to do a translation of the game and to port it over to the West. But yeah, so even on here they do have the 4K Ultra HD set, and you can also get it on the Blu-ray region free. And they have it over here as well. But I think this one is, yeah, subtitles Japanese. Meanwhile, the one on Godzilla.com, and the reason why I did pre-order, while it's the Blu-ray, I don't mind. I'm not a snob for the turbo high definition stuff. But like it is, they do have English subtitles for this. Oh, okay. So disc 1 is the Godzilla -1 4K Ultra high definition Blu-ray. Has the English subtitles. Then there's the disc 2, which is the Blu-ray. Also, of course, English subtitles, even Spanish subtitles for that one. On disc 2, it has the trailer collection, Japanese language only for these. So the special announcements 1 and 2 trailer, TV spot, number 1 edition / That's Godzilla edition, A Glimmer of Hope edition, World Praises edition, Live and Resist edition, Against Godzilla edition. There's a 6-second bumper, IMAX PR video, Screen X PR video, Toho Cinema's movie lineup, and the cinema mileage announcement, which this is all on disc 2. Disc 3 for the -1 color Blu-ray. So okay, so that's the cool thing about it, is that they are releasing it in the black and white and colorization. So like they have the main featurette. Let's see. English subtitles still too. And then I guess that kind of sucks. Some language only Japanese for the bonus material. Which is unfortunate, but because I'd love to know for the making of, the VFX making of.
But to learn Japanese to understand this movie. Yeah,
well, not the movie itself, but the bonus, some of the bonus material.
Oh.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, no English subtitles. But so yeah, the release of the commemorative special program, behind the scenes, the movie Godzilla. If anything, you could probably find people that have translated it elsewhere. Event footage, which yeah, it's probably been across YouTube. But yeah, for specifications and enclosure for this digipack plus outer case specifications, special booklet, Japanese language only. So again, you're going to have to learn the moon runes if you want to understand it. And special disaster response materials compilation, abridged version, Japanese read only. It is region free, so you don't have to worry about it playing on a specific Blu-ray player or 4K Blu-ray player. So you're good on that. No present release date that it's showing. It is just pre-order now, and it is $65 here for the USD. Well, you know,
what does that come with?
Look at all of it's coming. Look what all it's coming with.
That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
It's got the 4K, the Blu-ray edition.
Like I said,
go ahead.
I said that's expensive.
It's a massive addition for it. But so yeah, be one of the first in the US to own Godzilla -1 on Blu-ray with the deluxe Japan collector's edition. This Godzilla store exclusive mirrors the deluxe 4-disc box set released on May 1st, 2024 in Japan, and includes both Godzilla -1 and Godzilla -1 - color, which that's the black and white edition that they did to kind of match with the original 54 Godzilla. Preserving the Japanese treatment in both packaging and content, the deluxe Japan Collector's Edition includes all the same features as the original Japan release, with the added addition of English menus and the option to select the theatrical release English subtitles for Godzilla -1 and Godzilla -1 color. Here we go. So with estimated ship date of September 2024, this edition will be limited release and the first opportunity to own Godzilla -1 on home video in the US. So yes, if you want this movie, get those pre-orders in while you can. Personally, I really, really did enjoy this movie. I had my nitpicks, you could say, with it. And otherwise, like, I still thoroughly enjoyed the movie with those nitpicks aside. And I can kind of I could understand where I could view them as nitpicks, but I thought it was a fine enough story. It was well told. On the budget that they had, they made Godzilla look impressive, threatening, and a rare thing of him being rather scary and everything. So yeah, if you are looking to get it, but definitely, especially to have a physical copy of a movie, here you go. May cost a mint, but with this kind of a collection, I think it's worth it. Like it is, you are getting not just the main version of the movie, but you are getting the secondary version that they put out that is totally in black and white, which I will have to watch for the first time because I've only watched the colorized version. Because I thought the black and white was just going to be a gimmick. But from what I heard, they did a really good job of actually converting it over to the black and white look. And not just like a filter, but an actual, like they tried to make it look more akin to it being recorded as such. So I'd say check that out if you want to see the movie and you are not, and like it was, TOHO did all of the releases themselves. They were not relying on any American studios. So that's at least, I'd say, certainly a very positive point that they were able to put it out completely themselves. So you aren't supporting the Hollywood system. And I mean, I get you're supporting the Japanese Hollywood system, but I'd say that's a little more worth it than giving them money through a subsidiary or anything. So check it out. That is my shill for Godzilla -1. So,
I might have to buy it.
On the subject of the whole switchover, Dan Blackbird says, I will allow the departure from YouTube. I have spoken. Glad to have your vote, sir. Glad to have your vote. We tried to listen to you, the people. Okay, so again, this is going to be another thing that's going on the thing of Godzilla, which I think is a topic that is pretty close to what we've talked about here in regards to Star Wars and everything. So TOHO has a quote-unquote Godzilla room, laying down rules for respecting their property in every iteration. So like I mentioned earlier about canon and continuity. But this is, at least in here, is talking about the rules that people have to adhere to when dealing with the big monster himself, Godzilla. So starting out, there are means for respecting canons and the integrity of characters dwelling within them. For instance, we've heard of show Bibles, but they don't always work how they're supposed to, or the way fans assume they should. Nothing seems to prevent Hollywood from taking liberties with the established lore of Tolkien, Lucas, Marvel, The Witcher, or DC, to name a few. That might hit a little close to you, sir. That is, unless they're dealing with TOHO and their cash kaiju, Godzilla. The Japanese studio, much like the rest of their country's content Americans enjoy, exists in a bubble, cut off, immune to the whims of our film industry. No, they aren't immune. That's great for the fluff they're bounding into comics, but they are not immune. They do tend to follow the Western buck as hard as they can. I don't want them to. I want them to stay in their isolation, so to speak, or their bubble. I want them to make their movies for their countrymen, because as they've done so, I've very much enjoyed their content. I've enjoyed the old Godzilla movies. I've enjoyed old anime and stuff like that. Please stick to that. Stick to that. Anyways, continuing on. If you want to play with them, you have to play by their rules, and they have a few for their giant dinosaur. And that has been the thing. Japan has been very guarded, or TOHO has been very guarded with Godzilla. They gave the opportunity way back in the day with the Hanna-Barbera cartoon. And that was where we got the horrible little abomination Godzuki. But they lost the ability to even use the Godzilla roar, the full Godzilla look. I don't think TOHO must have been very impressed with what they were doing. So, like it was, they did not get all that stuff. And then fast forward to 1998 or so, Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin get the opportunity to make American Godzilla movie. Now, there's a lot of different accounts when it comes to that. As I've kind of researched into it, Dean Devlin seemed to be a bit of a Godzilla fan himself. He really wanted this project to go, and there were early designs of the American Godzilla originally that looked really cool. And I think we've gone over some of that here on this channel, and looked very akin to original Godzilla. And they had the idea of him fighting a griffin or chimera. It's either a chimera or a griffin. I forget which. But a griffin, that's like a kind of quadruped eagle looking thing.
Oh.
And then a chimera is meant to be like a multiple headed beast, but with like, remember right? This is basically amalgamation of different animals into one. But like it was supposed to do that, but then Roland Emmerich did not take the creature so seriously. Kind of took it more as like kind of the meme of the rubber suited monster in the toy cities and stuff like that. And we got a redesign, which the redesign isn't bad. But he definitely comes, the Godzilla in the 98 Godzilla movie definitely comes off looking more like an iguana, a giant iguana, than it does like its own kind of beast. And yeah, he was just a tuna eating loser. Because even as a kid, I remember watching that movie and being severely disappointed. If you look at it as like any other monster movie, it's not bad. Like if you look at it for like almost like a remake of Beast from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea sort of thing, or anything like that from the old Harryhausen days and everything, not a bad movie. But when you try and make a Godzilla, even then the term Geno was created, which is Godzilla in name only. So even then, like as a kid, I was like, yeah, this is not Godzilla. I remember watching the movie going, this is not Godzilla. So like it was. It could have. It's an interesting iteration, but not the. It's a. If you watch the movie without thinking it's Godzilla, it's not a bad monster movie. It's a fun, just little blockbuster popcorn movie. But Godzilla, no. But then this is the thing, was that then that's why TOHO ripped the rights back away from them, and we're like, okay, shit, they've shit the bed with this thing. We have to now immediately, almost immediately, make a response. And that was when we got the birth of the Millennium series Godzilla movies. And you had the Godzilla 2000 movie. And the thing was like they were meaning to retire Godzilla because the American Godzilla was made like a couple of years after. It was released a couple of years after Godzilla versus Destroya, which was meant to mark for Japan and TOHO the retirement of the big beast. So it was meant to be kind of a retirement. Okay, Godzilla's going to go away for a while, but hey, now there's this American one. Might work out. Didn't. The cartoon was a little better. They did do a cartoon of the American Godzilla. It wasn't bad. That took on more of the spirit, a little more of Godzilla, but still fell short just because yeah. But like it was, yeah. Then TOHO finally came back. Was like, okay, we give you next chance, second chance for you. And that was when we got the first legendary 2014 Godzilla movie by Gareth Edwards. I liked it. I understand why people have problems with it. The whole it's too dark, too much monster fighting in the dark and stuff like that. We want to see the monster fights a little more clearly. I understand some of that, and a little too much on the human drama. I didn't mind it so much. And unfortunately, we did get kind of cucked out on Bryan Cranston, who put in just like such a passionate and enthusiastic performance. And the marketing was deceptive. I was going to say a little deceptive, but no, it was deceptive. Because we were kind of given the impression that Bryan Cranston is going to be throughout the movie. And instead, he's in like the first maybe 30 minutes. And he gets killed. It's like, well, what the fuck? And we mostly fall around his character, his son in the movie. Again, not the worst thing in the world, but it definitely could have been better. Continuing on. In fact, they have an office whose job is to make sure the big guy is respected on screen at home and abroad. TOHO's Godzilla room, quote unquote, came to be in the shadow of Shin Godzilla and oversees every project to protect the brand. And to do this, they enforce strict criteria for filmmakers. The room's director, Tetsuya Yoshikawa, explained in an interview with Live Door that there were two specific mandates Godzilla -1 and Godzilla X Kong had to abide by above all. And this is the thing. Star Wars, when Lucas was in charge, they had the story group. They had like people like Pablo Hidalgo that were in charge of lore and correcting any continuity errors and stuff like that. That's sounding exactly what they're doing here, and have at least been trying to maintain it. Whether they have is debatable when it comes to the legendary stuff. Kind of like, as Dan Blackroyd points out, legendary missed the memo. Continuing on, quote, some of the big rules are that Godzilla never dies. That was one of the first things they failed at for the 98 Godzilla. And that Godzilla does not prey on people or things. We checked these things from the script stage for Godzilla -1 as well. The same goes for the Hollywood version, said Yoshikawa via MovieWeb. Does not prey on people. I mean, -1.
Is that true or not true?
What?
That he doesn't prey on people.
He doesn't prey on people. No, Godzilla is this kind of is mostly portrayed and has been as a kind of force of nature, and a creature in which that, like, even in the original Godzilla, the scientists wanted to understand better. but as it stood, that they felt they had to destroy the creature when he wanted to. It was like more of the scientific marvel of this creature and understand it more and why it exists and everything like that. And there is a good bit of lore from the director and stuff like that that is out there, that explains like even the internal workings of Godzilla and stuff like that. But no, like -1 was kind of a curious case because he maybe didn't prey on people, but he certainly did kind of beeline for some of them. It felt like, particularly the protagonist in the movie. So furthering, quote, managing the film by clarifying agreements and principles rather than just going by intuition also leads to the credibility of the film, he added. I would say you guys also need to rein in Legendary a lot more. Hollywood could learn from this level of care, although it's nothing new from Toho's playbook. In the mid-90s, they had a veritable encyclopedia of requests they gave Roland Emmerich when making his 98 adaptation. He ignored them and freely made a film he didn't want to do. That was the other big kicker. He didn't want to really make this movie. But I believe it was at the request of his co-creator and friend, Dean Devlin, that's why they did end up making it. And instead, he also did a bunch of petty shit, take some jabs at Siskel and Ebert through the mayor and his assistant. It's kind of funny in the movie, but it's also dumb that's why he did it. Very few were happy with that finished product, including Toho executives. They are clearly more satisfied with the modern takes in Godzilla x Kong and -1. Yeah, I even heard the director of -1 saying how Godzilla, Kong, New Empire is kind of akin to the Showa era. I guess he's not wrong necessarily, but I would still gladly take Showa era Godzilla over Legendary stuff any day. As we all should be. Having said that, though, there are minute inconsistencies to consider. What? Well, it's not as if Adam Wingard and Takashi Yamazaki didn't bend the G-Room's rules. You can't watch those movies and say Godzilla absolutely did not prey upon any living thing for an undisputed fact. Well, they said humans. Now, other living creatures, Godzilla does prey upon Kong and the Godzilla Kong New Empire and stuff like that. So, but who cares as long as they made money? I mean, like I said, I had to disagree with a part of that because it's like what was it? It was no Godzilla doesn't die. Godzilla never dies, and Godzilla does not prey on people. Oh, I guess or things. Okay, my mistake. Already forgot that. My bad. Yeah. So again, Legendary, we're looking at you. Get your shit together. And maybe also Toho smack this guy upside the head and make him take the job more seriously. But I mean, otherwise, like that is very much the thing they do maintain. They have been at least maintaining some of the rules. I dislike the new look of Godzilla in the Legendary movie, but I would say like it was Godzilla -1 is an excellent contrast to that, and much more taking it back to the original Godzilla. Shin Godzilla isn't a bad one. I liked Hideaki Anno's usage of like the classic roar and some of the more classic music a little more than I did in -1. -1, I felt some of it was a little like I said, some of my complaints about -1 are a bit nitpicky. Like some of the music choices for me as a fan, as a long time fan, it kind of like my brain activates in the old Showa era mode. I'm like, wait, what? We're gonna have a Mothra fight now? Oh, wait, what? King Kong's gonna come out for a fight? Because they play the themes from King Kong versus Godzilla and Godzilla versus Mothra, or Mothra versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus the Thing. however you want to call that one. But playing those themes, I'm like, oh crap, what's going on? But otherwise the music goes very well. The classic music that they redid for those scenes is very good. So otherwise I'd say they've been doing a decent job nowadays maintaining some of these rules and stuff like that. Between Shin and Godzilla -1. Godzilla and the legendary stuff, like I said, they could use a little more of a swift kick in the butt, but otherwise, not a horrible job. Anything you want to throw to this, sir? Okay. All right. There was that. Hello, Brandon Trin. How's it going? Saying, hey, Fractured Filter. Hope you and Hitman are having a great day. We're having a pretty good day. A little bit of a curveball thrown at us earlier. Otherwise, though, doing good. And he says, have you checked out new trailers for Captain America, Brave New World, Gladiator 2, or Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice sequel will be directed by Tim Burton. Have they done another new trailer at all? Because I saw I think I saw the first one they put out. I don't know. Like, I think if they were to the sequel should have been way back once upon a time ago when the movie first hit. Although I don't know how well it did back then. But like it should have definitely been done within that time frame. From what I understand, they had to change up aspects of what was going to be the sequel because of the actor that played the dad. Is a bit of a PDF file. So if I remember correctly, finding some information on him. It wasn't good. I was like, shit. So they changed things up, and that's why they've killed the father off in the movie. That's how, like, from the trailer that I saw, that's what's going on, is that they having the funeral for him. Hirofima is all. I'm so worried about Beetlejuice too. Yeah, like I said, I can't say I'm too excited for the idea of it. I think if it was going to be done, it should have been done a lot sooner versus now. And we haven't watched the Captain America or Gladiator 2 trailers. I'm just not that attached to Marvel, I'll be honest, because I'm not attached to the characters. Like if they do maybe another Spider-Man movie, I might check that trailer out if they do one. Can't say I'm too excited. Gladiator 2, I have no I've only seen bits and pieces of Gladiator 1. I had a friend of mine that showed me parts of it because he wanted to show off his sound system at the time. And so he played like certain scenes that would really take advantage of said sound system. So I have not watched Gladiator 1. It's on my list of movies I need to check out. But I just have not gotten to it. So otherwise, we haven't watched those trailers. And Hitman, I don't know if you have any interest in maybe checking out those trailers. By all means. Are you muted? You might have muted yourself, sir. Or can I not hear you? Is my headphones off? Hang on.
Battery fully charged.
All right, probably everyone just heard battery fully charged. So if you are talking, sir, I cannot hear you. I see. There you are. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
So the trailers that I was just bringing up, any interest or?
Hold on. I think my mic's. I'm here. I'm gonna fix my mic really quick. I think something's wrong with it.
Oh no! Of all the goofy technical things to have happen. Otherwise, like I said,
this bloody thing. Continue, I'm here. I'm
Okay,
excited.
I was just asking if you've seen those trailers, wanted to see those trailers. Should we go over any of them? Do you have any interest?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We go over them. What is this thing?
Was there one maybe you had more of an interest in?
We got some time. We could
Okay.
want to go over all of them.
Let's start with the Beetlejuice one because that is one I have some interest in. Let's see. Is there anything? How recent are we getting here? I guess 1 month ago is the most recent official trailer. Oh, the one from 3 months ago was a teaser trailer. Have you seen the original Beetlejuice movie?
Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
Years ago. It was donkey's years, but yeah. This is my problem. They try to redo everything and it's no different than we were talking about last show, whether it be WWF, Star Wars. It's like this is my problem with sequels, man. They just let old franchises just let them be. Don't touch them. Leave them be. They did it with Rings of Power. They should have just ended with Return of the King. I wasn't a fan of The Hobbit. They did it with Top Gun. They're gonna do it with Beetlejuice. There are exceptions to the rule. Okay, give you an example, and I'm just going to go off what you've told me. So, like Back to the Future, all great,
yeah,
all equally good. Is there the question I pose? Is there one greater than the other? I don't know, but that would probably be the exception to the rule, right?
Right.
One Star Wars 1, 2, and 3. I mean, there's definitely exceptions. Now, in my opinion, without going down a rabbit hole, I don't want them to redo Beetlejuice because it's. I mean. How are you going to top? That's the question. If you're going to do a sequel, how are you going to top the first? How do you make it as good, if not better, than the first?
Right. That's always the problem they're going to run into.
Don't know. So, did you watch Beetlejuice? Did you like it?
I did. I got very jarred too because I think I saw the cartoon first, and then I saw the movie and I was like, "What the heck? He's a villain. What?" Yeah. In the cartoon, he's more of a friend to Lydia, and he's not as antagonistic and less of a dick, but then as it was, I did enjoy the movie even as a kid, especially when he.
That's the thing. I think Michael Keaton he can play a good villain,
he's great.
What was his name in Vulture? Vulture. I thought he did a pretty good Vulture.
Yes, I thought he was fantastic in that. He was like the shining person in that movie.
I don't know if you read the comments. I don't know how well he did how well he did in portraying Vulture.
I can't speak to that at the moment. I'm trying to remember, but like I said, I just thought he just did a fantastic job in that movie. Brandon's saying, thankfully, Back to the Future hasn't been touched because it had an incredible trilogy. Well, mainly because the creators, Bob Gale and I'm forgetting his name, but they are very protective of Back to the Future. They are not allowing any remakes or reboots or what have you. And they have put in until the day they die and the property enters into their kids' hands, then we'll see what happens.
But you can't
until that day.
Second one. You can't be where he's swinging the baseball bat and Marty's just dodging him because he thinks that he's trying to rob him.
Yeah.
I do want to go over Gladiator, and I do want to talk about. I will probably push this out a little bit because I'm a little. Here's Gladiator. Let's do Beetlejuice, then we'll go.
All right, let's get the Beetlejuice here. Beetlejuice. Yeah, let's see here. I think I don't know if I saw this one, but here we go.
Here's a preview.
You hear it pretty well.
It's intense.
I don't know if Warner Brothers is very specific on trailers. I forget.
Probably not. Probably not.
Can't believe Grandpa's dead.
Is Beetlejuice a woman in this movie?
Yeah,
no.
I think life is harder.
It's still Michael Keaton.
When I was a teenager, A trickster demon terrorized our entire family and tried to force me to marry him.
Oh, thanks, Blackbird. It's a
I
Mechas, yeah.
believed he was gone forever until you found this in the attic.
Ew. Who's Beetlejuice?
Don't ever say that name.
Beetlejuice.
No, she means it.
Say his name 3 times. He will appear.
Beetlejuice.
The juice is loose.
I'm gonna make you so happy.
The living. The dead. Can they coexist?
Let me just do a quick pause. I was just kind of.
That's what we're here to find out.
William Dafoe.
Where's Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
Feel free to express yourselves. Don't be afraid.
You're a figment of my imagination.
Really? Is this a figment of your imagination?
I don't know. Looking at this the trailer, I'm definitely more with fear of female there. It's like I'm worried about it because, like, for one, where was it? Where was the plane shot?
Yeah, that was not good CGI. That
like that. I mean, well, like I can understand kind of being intentionally cheesy, but like
that was
I don't know. That was just like
bad CGI.
But like the sandworm scene, like I still think the practical effects looked much better back in the original movie. And even like, I mean, this could be all like stuff that isn't finished yet.
Mm-hmm.
But like even hang on, let me just kind of pause. Like, I don't know, like seeing the eye bulge, the sandworm here. Just
pretty not great.
It doesn't have the same charm as the original, with the like claymation looking effects and everything. Let me see if I can try and get that damn plane again. That just also looked bad. Yeah, here. It looks like something out of a video game, like a 90s video game. Yeah, I don't know. I'm Meteor Advocate Timon flop incoming. I would, who knows? You could be right. It's definitely not something that's going to be on my must-see list.
I don't know if that's intentional right there, or if that's just their the CGI.
Yeah, and like I said, if it's early CG, it needs to be trimmed up.
Or if it's the question I pose is like, is it intentional? It looks intentional.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just gleam really quick. Trying to throw as much makeup as you can on Michael Keaton is still, you can see he's gotten older, of course. I remember saying this to somebody in regards to the Beverly Hills Cop Axel F trailer. When I saw that, like, that to me had just looked like, it looked like it kind of reminded me of the Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie that they did. It just looks like the people that are just way past their prime, or just like this movie being done out of a midlife crisis sort of thing. This is kind of I mean, again, like, this is suddenly bringing back these characters and the same actors and everything. It's just kind of, it's like they said in Spaceballs, the quest for more money. But like, so late in the game, it just doesn't make, it's just like, why? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for all I know, I could be wrong. My negativity could be misplaced.
No, I don't think it will beat the original.
Oh, I don't think it'll beat the original.
I don't think
Will
it'll
at least be
close to
okay. Who knows? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But I'm not looking forward to it myself. And yeah, again, thank you, Dan Blackroyd, for pointing out it was Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Men behind Back to the Future. My absolute top tier favorite trilogy of all time. Let's see. Brandon Trent said Captain America Brave New World is supposed to star Sam Wilson / Falcon as new Captain America after Falcon and Winter Soldier show. See, now that's going to be kind of a disconnect for a lot of people because not everybody's watching the Disney Plus TV shows for Marvel. So some people are probably going to be confused on what's going on. Unless they are those diehards that do consume everything. Blackroyd saying Afterlife at least had some charm and was a nice goodbye to Harold Ramis, but it was just a shell of the former movies. Oh, guys started bringing up Ghostbusters, huh? I did. As Fear Female had said, Ghostbusters really drove that point home. Oh, okay. Oh, Blackroyd said no sequel with a long wait is worth it in the end. I had finally watched Afterlife a couple months ago. Yeah, I don't disagree that it was a good goodbye to Harold Ramis, but at the same time, it did disrespect Egon just a little bit because it turned him into a deadbeat dad that left his family. And I understand because even I had Spartacus say this to me, and how he still made a contingency plan to, help still save the world and everything. And through his specter self, helped save the day and guide his granddaughter to it, but he still abandoned his family. So it still did not, it both kind of casted a negative light on Egon, but then tried to make up for it through extra elements. I don't know. Like, I can see it in both ways. But it was just an okay movie. And yeah, like you say, shell of the former movies. To me, Ghostbusters is 1, 2, and the video game from the Xbox 360 PS3 era.
Yeah.
Me personally. Fear of Fema says Defoe gives me a little hope, but he was in Aquaman. So hey, you know what? He does what he can, right? Dan Blacker said, is that the Smallville writing team for this movie? It might be. Who knows? Forking around, how's it going? Saying so. So go on. Meteor Advocate Timon saying, any movie with kids, I'm out. Well, this, at least for Beetlejuice, we have, of course, Michael Keaton returning. What's her face? Winona Ryder returning for their respective characters, along with the mom. I forget her name, and I know they showed it in the trailer, but I forgot. And then, of course, hang on, what's her face? Now the chick that's been in was Wednesday. Not Selena Gomez. Fuck. I don't remember names very well. So, Catherine O'Hara for the mom. And, Jenna Ortega. That's right. So that's the cast. We don't have kids. We're in the clear there, at least.
I don't think it'll be. I don't know. I don't see. It's my problem when you do sequels.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said this is my problem when you do sequels. You try to resurrect it from its,
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
The question I pose really quick is why is Michael Keaton doing it? Is it pride? Is it money?
I don't know. They've been talking about doing this for decades. But now it's like finally okay. Now they're doing it, and I just don't. I mean, he returned to do Batman for God's sakes.
Right.
But I don't know if he's having a weird midlife crisis where he has regrets and he wants to revisit these.
They did the same thing with Top Gun. Though everybody wanted Top Gun for 20 years.
Yeah. I haven't seen.
I mean,
Top Gun
Vulture,
2.
fine. Batman, come on. Beetlejuice, like they're nothing new. You're not doing anything new. It's like, you know what I mean. You've already done this movie, so why are you coming back?
No,
I think if Mark Hamill didn't come back, we would have been saved from a little bit of the
from his madness. A little bit. Brandon Trent saying Tim Burton has made some good past movies like Edward Scissorhands, 2 Batman movies, and Nightmare Before Christmas. No, I know. I haven't watched Edward Scissorhands in a long time, or Nightmare Before Christmas. I might have to revisit those. I have his 2 Batman movies on a hard drive, and I watch it occasionally. Dan Blacker saying, I don't see that combo working with Burton. Thank you, sir, for dropping the Jenna Ortega name. I didn't see it in time. Peter Advocate Timon says, let me rephrase it. Kids or teens? Gotcha. Okay. Now, so you sound like you had a bit more of an interest with Gladiator 2.
I do, because I think that Gladiator, in my opinion, will go down as one of the greatest films of all time. If not, I mean, it's up there. Cinematically, one of the greatest movies of all time. So I'm very curious as to why they want to do a sequel to it. Like anybody who top 3. I don't know what your opinion is if you watch Gladiator. If you like, I
haven't seen the first Gladiator movie. I'll have to check it out someday. Like I said earlier, it's
some type of
watch party or something.
We might. Well, it's long, but no. Here's the thing. In my opinion, I don't know if you say greatest movie of all time, because that's saying something, but it will go down as the greatest movie of all time.
Like I said, the only way I watched it was in parts because a buddy was showing off his sound system at the time.
For sure.
And he played certain scenes to get to show off the sound system. So I have not seen everything in context. So
we might have to either try to figure out if it's worth doing a watch party or get you to watch it, because it's fantastic. And the fact that I almost think it's kind of disrespectful, in my opinion, to do a sequel to Gladiator. Now, obviously, I don't know. I want to watch the trailer to see what this, because I've not seen it. Somebody told me that they were doing a Gladiator 2. I was like, go suck a fart. No, they're not. You're crazy. They're not going to do it.
They remade Ben-Hur. Nothing is sacred. Well, you got me there.
Yeah.
You're right, Timon. You're right. All right, let's play this trailer. Hang on. Oh, gotta share. You would have heard it, but not seen it. All right, here we go. How do they get all these pre-warmers now for freaking trailers? Really?
Never forgot it. But a slave could take revenge against an emperor.
Draco Malfoy?
I don't know. I never knew a mother nor a father.
You will be my instrument.
Who are you?
I don't think that's him.
The greatest temple Rome ever built. The Colosseum. Because this is what they believe in. Power.
Oh boy.
The freaking Harry Potter crew?
There are yet still to come.
I don't think so.
Must feed them.
I don't know.
That was literally Ron Weasley, was it not? No, maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
Wouldn't that be
You're
something?
getting mixed up. You're getting your
Hermione
gingers.
Granger. He was a ginger. There's only 2 gingers in Hollywood.
You have something in you. I knew it from the start.
Did you now?
Rage. And rage is your gift.
This is about survival! Survive! all together, and when it charges, break for the wall.
Whose head could I give you that would satisfy this fury?
The entire Roman armies.
Too much.
The general will do.
Rome must fall.
Give it a push.
We make it out alive. All right. Hands on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum doors.
Rap music seems a little misplaced.
Now I give it to you. What is the dream of Rome?
No, they didn't.
People are not free.
I was owned. Now I will control an empire.
I will not waste another generation of young men for their vanity.
Strength among us. This our Rome treats its heroes.
Hands on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum doors. The gods have spoken!
Where's his best car?
Yeah, I'm like, really, Pedro Pascal? Fucking hell.
You could have picked anybody. This is bad. This is an atrocity. This is a travesty.
I mean, you can maybe speak more to the characters because I have no fucking clue. Like, maybe once I watch the original movie, I might have some more context, but I mean, I can only get Maximus.
I mean, we got to figure out something. Whether you watch it Wednesday, Thursday, or on a day off, or I need you to watch this. I need you to watch the original.
His
movie.
name is Maximus Casgrabbus.
Yes, literally. I need.
Well, like I said, just like for the Beetlejuice, this is but for Gladiator, this is like Spaceballs, the quest for more money. And Blackwood says all the best rappers are Roman.
A common theme is every movie that has come out so far
is trying to rehash on the past and capitalize in a weird way on sequels that were never made but and didn't need to be made. Like that's like we've talked about this before. Why can't movies just remain standalone? Like not everything needs a goddamn sequel. I wonder who the hell these guys are. Let me check IMDb.
All right, so you can watch this 2 hours and 34 minutes. So probably don't want to do watch party, but you gotta watch it, man. And so you can come back and tell me your thoughts. But if I know you as well as I think I know you, you will watch this and then you'll just tear every single moment of this trailer apart. You know what's going to happen next? Mark my words. They're going to do a sequel to Braveheart and Troy.
Don't tempt them. Don't tempt them. They will.
And they're going to they'll do a sequel to 300. That's going to be
everything is a franchise now.
They did do Ben-Hur twice.
Yeah, that's what. Compared to the Ben-Hur trailer, same trash. Yeah, Blackroyd said they remade Ben-Hur twice.
1959, and then they did it again. And
you're looking at it?
Yes, they did back in 2016. And why does the one in 2016 look so bad? That's bad.
Here, let's see. I'll just play a little bit of the Ben-Hur 2 trailer. Ben-Hur. Oh, look at that, 2016. Oh God, it is kind of looking like the same trash. Dan Blackroyd saying, cancel. Dan Blackroyd saying the original was 1925, then 1959. Also one in 2016.
So there's 3 of them? I misspoke then. The only one I found was the 59.
Casablanca 2 will be next. This is Meteor Epic and Timon. All right, here is part. We'll watch part of this 2016 trailer. We won't watch the full thing. This will just kind of coincide with everything Gladiator related. Hey, at least see now this is what I more expect from trailers. Like, what the hell? Oh, also Paramount, MGM.
No matter where you're from, this ship is your body. That drum is your heartbeat. And
You think I remember this?
is the glory of Rome. Praise believe that.
Yeah, I do remember some of this trailer now. This is kind of get ahead of it.
The world you live in, way. In the arena, there is no law. Racing is a blood sport.
We're kind of getting to the same themes. I mean, I guess. Except we got Morgan Freeman in this instead of Denzel Washington.
Then you will have your vengeance.
Vengeance, yada yada. Yep. Yes, ramming speed. Oh God. Yep. More slop for the mass to potentially consume or not consume. Who knows? We'll see. Jeez, yeah. But yeah, Gladiator 2. Are you excited, Hitman? Are you excited? Damn.
No. Absolutely.
Damn.
Not. I'm actually like livid that they came out with this track. That this is actually, and not like I love Denzel Washington. Don't get me wrong. I love all of his movies are fantastic, but this is just, I think, just disrespectful to the original movie. The fact that you're remaking it is disrespectful in itself, and then too, like this is the bar that you like. The bar has been set, and like you're nowhere even like off the ground compared to it. Like this is again trash. Okay, him and you just so like no, like this is legit. Anybody who's ever seen Gladiator, there's nobody who can sit here and say this trailer looks good and they're excited for it. If you do, you're crazy and you don't have you're just crazy. Subjective or not, you're absolutely crazy if you think this looks good. He might as well have best, and he's probably gonna have best car armor in this movie. His plot armor, like in the Pedro Pascal. This guy, like, I'm not gonna into it. Not gonna. It's gonna nope. Not touching it. Not watching it. Nope. I will not desecrate myself by watching this movie. Gladiator. You have, before we close out, like you have hit an all-time low. The fact that you want to remake Gladiator, or or do a sequel, right? Very shameful.
They are full of shame and dishonor.
Wait for it. They're going to redo Back to the Future.
Well, not until Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis pass away and it's handed over to probably their kids. Then we'll see. Till then, I am rejoicing in the fact that I have the 4K edition, and I think even the Blu-ray edition. I got like different copies, but I've got the physical copies. I can always enjoy them anytime I damn well please. I don't have to worry about any reboots. They can do them if they want to. Fuck them. I ain't watching
We'll find a way to do it.
I'm waiting for the day. I know I don't have delusions that it won't happen. I just know that for now they're safe.
We'll figure out.
Where there's a will, there's a way, right? Somewhere down the line they'll do it. But for now, it's okay. Dan Blacker says Ridley Scott has no original ideas anymore. Whew. Yeah, no, Dan Blacker says the Back to the Future game is worth playing. I enjoyed the Back to the Future game. Telltale, I think one of their last kind of proper-ish point and click adventure games. You know what? I'll have to give that a playthrough one of these days. It's been a long time. It's been a while, but I might have to play through that. And the voice actor that did Marty's voice wasn't actually half bad. as I remember. Like he did a pretty good impersonation of Michael J. Fox. Meteor Africa Timon says Pedro Pascal is the new Jai Courtney. Let's see, all right. Future game. The game.
She gave the ring to the dude.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like,
but yeah, going back to the Back to the Future game really quick. They did AJ Locasio played Marty McFly, did a good job, I thought. And then Christopher Lloyd reprised his role as Dr. Emmett Brown, which was cool. Although even though they have had a Biff Tannen and a Tannen character, we did not have a return of freak, why am I forgetting his name? Getting it really quick. Tom Wilson, Biff Tannen, the OG. Yeah. I think that'll do. What about you, sir?
I'm just livid. There's stuff I want to go over next week, particularly.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Before we not chill out, but there's a lot of stuff I want to. Well, I'm sure we'll go over some more of. We'll see where the Trump stuff happens or leads. I want to go over that trailer, that Star Wars trailer. So I can't remember if we went over it or not. The AI thing. I want to get your thoughts on it. And then there's some other stuff
we'll cover
I want to
next
cover.
week.
So we obviously do Stargate next week, but doing it next week. I think next week will be a good show. There's definitely some stuff I want to get into. I wasn't intentionally trying to make Fractured mad by sending him this clip, but I do want to get his thoughts because I don't know anything about AI and videos and whatnot. But, I want to go over that because I thought there's some things you could probably get behind if they did something like that. I don't know, but it's interesting. Keanu Reeves has been talking. He's been asked multiple times if specifically about, and I don't know what the whole thing is between him and Revan, but that question has been asked before. If you would ever want to do a Star Wars role, and Revan.
Yeah, we can look at that next week for sure. Black before we Jan Black was saying, I've heard he even refuses to sign Biff stuff. Really? I mean, he's shown up. He's shown up for so many of the reunion conventions and stuff like that. I would have figured Crispin Glover would have been more the one to shine on signing anything Back to the Future related, considering he has such a negative rapport with Zemeckis and Gale in regards to Back to the Future, although he's been in the other movies of theirs. So really bizarre. The guy is kind of a bizarre himself, but the only thing that I've heard Tom Wilson kind of take an offense to a little bit, or at least just a bit of an annoyance, was people going, "Oh, did you base Biff Tannen, especially Back to the Future 2, off of Trump?" He's like, "No, just I don't know how prominent Trump was back then, but he's just like, no, it was just a character that, or the portrayal of Biff at the time was just something that he himself just kind of imagined up and came up with, how he wanted to portray that character in that way." So I know there's been some of that going on. So otherwise, I haven't. That's news to me. So interesting to know. Anyway, Hitman, do you got anything you want to drop besides what we might be talking about?
No, I said that I was gonna plan on. I was gonna do KOTOR this week. Obviously, this was hell week at work.
Yeah,
I did not. So I did not do it, but I will probably plan on either Wednesday morning or Thursday because I don't have anything going on. I want to get back into do some SOTOR palate cleanse from all this act like crap that's just
absolutely
really been bringing.
The finale coming out, we'll be able to completely.
Yeah, and I keep telling myself, I was gonna put. I'm not gonna talk about Acolyte, but I'll probably do it. But no, probably Wednesday. I'll send something out. Maybe I'll get a hold of you. See if we Wednesday.
Yeah.
Maybe do. If you're not, I know you're busy. This month has been absolutely.
No,
crazy
hey,
for you, so
I'm down.
we'll,
just let me know. You just gotta let me know. I know it's kind of early for you, so
yeah. What about you?
We'll figure it out. For me, like it is July 16th. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, I will be joining Melee Games for their next big multiplayer session of Halo Master Chief Collection. They are slowly but surely indoctrinating me into the ways of Halo and Master Chief. I am slowly but surely getting the urge to want to play through all of the games.
Good. When are you buying the Xbox?
Never, because I have the Master Chief Collection. I'll just play that. Otherwise, join me for that on Tuesday night. I'm looking forward to it. It's always a blast with Melee Games and their community event when they do the gaming community events, and I get to join it. I always have a blast, and they're great people over there. And thank you to Carl from RNG Gaming Podcast, who was here earlier. Much appreciated, sir. Welcome back anytime. It was fun, at least getting to talk about the book covers until the incident that happened. The whole Trump shooting definitely took up a majority of our time. Next week should be much more fun. We'll be back to it. Just certainly can't ignore a big topic like that.
Stargate will be on the docket.
Yes. And so sorry for not playing the episode this week, but we will follow up next week. Thank you all for being here. And also, Thursday weekend pregame Static 2020's channel. I'll be on that, of course. We always have some fun over there. And of course, we'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And thank you, Dan Blackbird, Meteor Havoc, Timon, Fear of FEMA.
Brandon Tran. Was he Brandon Tran? Yeah, he dropped in. Yeah,
Brandon Tran. Did I already say Meteor Havoc, Timon? Yeah, I did.
Marvel Purist.
Star Wars Marvel Purist, Real Wade Nation Gaming.
Got the crew. The crew's all
Star Wars Scran. Thank you all so much for being here. We had fun, especially at least getting to talk about what we did talk about. You're all fantastic. Please, to anybody, if you haven't, smash the like button. And if you're watching on the replay, do drop a comment, because that comment does help the algorithm in getting our stream out there. That means more of us to other people. And also more opportunities. Who knows?
Just a little folk.
Just help out the working man. Well, otherwise, thank you all so much. You're fantastic. I always the usual faces. You guys are awesome. Greatly appreciate it. And with that, we'll say goodbye, good night, good day. Have a wonderful weekend. Toodles.
Bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, it put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!